Hello, hello. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome, welcome to the live stream. I was just setting up my laptop. Apologies, I'm a couple of minutes late. This laptop is on its last legs. I had to turn it off and turn it on again. 41 wait, only 14 likes. Says Blackjack. Welcome in. Thank you for being a member. You can join my channel membership. Every single penny of it, penny, no pun intended, goes to my rescue bunnies. I've just bathed Snoopy. Those of you that were here last night would have seen Ninniwig at the end of the stream. That's our little channel. What do we call him? Our leader, our cheerleader. But there you go. Hello, welcome everybody. I have got a cold. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I do sound very croaky. I won't be going on camera tonight. I look like death, but I'm still here. I almost said, do I just stay in bed? And I thought, no, I'm not letting you guys down. I really want to look into this interview because this is getting more bizarre by the day. And I did pull back on not doing this. Okay, I didn't want to break down this interview, but I think after when they found poor Nicola, RIP Nicola, those poor girls, this is where my heart's breaking. This is really difficult for me as a mother of an 8-year-old boy. I've only got one child, and he's my absolute world. Anyone that knows me knows it is my absolute world, and I just shudder to think, you know, what those poor little girls are going through. So, but I'm doing this because I feel that there is so much going on that people aren't being told. Regarding Alex Belfield, I have been looking into him, but I've had to put that on the back burner because obviously this is going on. So I am still looking into Alex Belfield. I do think that we need to focus on the Lamley pub. So, but I will be doing that as well. Hail Snoops. Okay, so can I just say thank you as well to anyone who actually subscribed to my little boy's channel today. His little dude, it's all run by me. People have a fit and go, oh, you little boy shouldn't be on YouTube. Right, I do it all. I keep it separate. J&D, welcome to the channel. 97. Hello, welcome. So yeah, so it's just an innocent little channel, you know. It's not bothering anybody or anything like that. So trolls, please leave him alone. They have hacked my Facebook and stolen some photos from there of him when he was 2. They are mocking his autism. The trolling I get is horrific. One day I'll do a live stream and I'll tell you everything, guys, because people, Jane knows. Hello, beautiful Jane. How you doing? We're going to say hello to everybody first. If you're watching the replay, I apologize. You've got to maybe fast forward the first 5-10 minutes because I do like to say hello to everybody. So we've got Hammers Gary. Hello, welcome. I'm guessing you're a Hammers fan. I'm an Aston Villa fan, but you know, we can still be friends. Hello, Cynthia Cliff. Welcome. One of my oldest friends on here, Cynthia Cliff, in the house, doing his usual hello to everybody. James 1, hello. Oh, Sue, I'll get it for you now, darling. Excuse me. Axel. I think Axel is my longest member ever. Thank you so much, Axel. I know this isn't the channel where you probably do, you know, you probably enjoy my other channel more, which is all my, you know, paranormal, so on. But I've kept the memberships over here because it all goes to my animals. So thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. Ian Blundell, welcome to the stream. I'm doing my best, okay? So I'm gonna try and say hello to everybody. You're not convinced I think she is. I might be wrong. James Keefe is up the villains. Up the villa. There you go. AVFC for life. Right. Is my lovely Louise in the house? If you are, send me a message. Just let me know you're watching. I need you to do something for me, darling. Crazy Cat Lady, welcome back. Well, we can both be claret and blue and we can still be friends. We got Jason Bourne in the house. We got Rebecca. Hello, my darling. Cyberbullying counselling. Oh, well, thank you. I'm really grateful to Adrian Allen. He's been focused 100% on Alex Belfield, where I haven't been able to. I run like Jack's channel, my channel, and this channel, and I do a UFO, paranormal, anything, you know, conspiracy, if you want to call that related. Can anyone grab Jack's channel for me? If not, I'll do it. But hello, Jacqueline. I just don't want to get distracted from saying hello to everybody. Michael English, Claret and Blue. Come on, Burnley. Another Claret and Blue supporter. Crazy Cat Lady's back. Sue is back. Hello, my darling. PayPal refunded my... Oh, really? Well, that's good. I'm really chuffed for that. How long did it take, darling? Larry Weinberg, Skip Donahue in the house. We've got Jacqueline Jones. Hello, my darling. Yeah, it's a pick me up, and I do put a lot of shorts on there, and they do really well as well. Right, I'm just going to go for everybody here. We've got Pixel Gaz. Sorry, can't speak. Picking Gaz, hello, good to see you. We've got the beautiful Rebecca. Rebecca, it's horrendous. There's more as well that I've not even said. Fuck Burnley, says Williams. Well, look. Thank you, Symphy. Thank you, mate. I'm sorry for the voice, guys. I'm not very well. Leslie's here, Gary Hardy's here. Right, have I covered everybody? If I've missed Mima, the beautiful Miss Mima, I don't like how Adrian Allen is too patronising. Each to their own, okay? But Adrian Allen has been in contact with me privately. We be covering Begum. I probably will, yeah. So I'll usually do like news shows where I'll focus on a few stories in the news. But I'm doing my best to cover as much as I can. Which has meant that my other channel has not had much stuff. Thank you, Jane, darling. Thank you. I think Symphy's popped it in as well. Terry Knowles Band again. Lucy Harmon is here. Mouse Nation. Shirley Keeler, thank you. If you could drop my PayPal, please, darling, because people keep on asking me if they can donate to the Bunsters and the coffee link. That would be great. Thank you. Sid, I love you, Sid. I need you, Bunny. I need you more. I love Sid's amazing. Another Brummy. Tony G in the house, an old friend from a long time ago. Gem, I love you to bits. Gemma's amazing. Gemma, when is Autism Week? Is it this next week or this week? Penny Newsheim, burn it till I die, says Ginger Ali. Well, look, we all love our teams, and that's okay. Right. Okay, let's get into this now. So, Keith James, Adrian is a wrong un. I'm not going to pass judgment on this guy, okay? He contacted me privately, which I thought was really nice. And then he keeps on giving me shout outs apparently. So I'm grateful to that. But I've not really engaged. I've not really watched him. I've only spoken to him privately. Okay. The beautiful Ellen is here. Jason Bourne. Great name. It's concerning the ID was done through dental record. Really? See, I haven't even seen that yet. I've been focusing on him all day. Okay. Right. Well, we'll look into that now. We'll go into that. Hi, Penny. He does lives as well. Who's that? Sorry, Adrian Allen. Who does lives as well? Who have I missed? Where's Paz? Has been a bit quiet lately as well. I hope he's okay. I'm drinking a Kursk my own ID. It's a pint of lager and a bottle of Smirnoff at the bottom of the glass, with the bottle representing the Kirk submarine. Okay, well, that's interesting. My airy palm is here. Cindy Turner. Hello, my darling. Thank you for being a member. I really appreciate you. 93 watching. Tomo 73. Okay. Everyone, welcome. Now, what we're going to do before we get going, we're just going to see today's latest. Thanks, Cynthia. Thank you, mate. We're just going to get up today's latest. Okay. So right up to date with what's been going on. Like I said before, I was going to lay off this, but after yesterday, there's just too much. All right, there's too much. We haven't even got into the dog yet. The dog was found with a piece of string. The dog's lead, bright yellow retractable lead, is missing. Where is the lead? Where are her car keys? These things need answering. Okay. I've noticed that the media seem to now be focusing on not looking into how she died or who put her there. They're just talking about how the police handled it. It's like that they're saying it's a cut and shut case. They're all gathered around together. Hello, Alan Edge. They are all. Thank you, Cynthia. They are literally. Thank you, Cynthia. That's so kind. I've had a few people contacting me saying, is Underbelly here? Where's Underbelly? Underbelly, you're very welcome up to join me. Though you probably won't want to. Hello, Bengal Millie. Paz, he did post today. You're right, he did. Though you probably don't feel like not your sort of thing, is it? But welcome anyway. Is Paz in the house? Sue Scott, hello. We've got Tim. Lovely Tim. I can't see Underbelly, but there you go. Okay, police. We're just going to get the latest news, and then we're going to look into this interview because it's quite concerning, some of the things that he said. I haven't even watched it all the way through. I've seen bits of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it all together. We're going to break it down. And there's also a couple of other videos that I found from other people that did some decent breaking down last week. Now, again, I didn't touch this because I felt that it was insensitive of me. But after what we found out yesterday, this is mind-blowing. We didn't have enough time last night to do this. So here we go. Now, this is the latest. Now, an investigation has been launched into the police visit. I would like to know what happened in this police visit. This was a few weeks before Nicola disappeared. 6 to 9 will be quick tonight. We got a 6 to 9 in 35 minutes last night. Hello, Michael English. Do you think it's funny how they haven't said that? Yeah, I think the whole thing stinks. Gary the dinghy diver's in the house. Hello, Gary. It's Nikki here. Hello, Nikki, darling. Thanks for coming in, sweetheart. I hope you're well. Fake Plastic Trees. Hello. I like that name. It's fun. Okay, so it says here that the police were called for a concern for a welfare report. Now, whose welfare? Was it Nicola's welfare or was it the children's welfare? Okay. Lancashire Police previously said officers were called. It says an inquest into her death was opened and adjourned. Okay, so it's been opened and adjourned. Why is that? Are they bringing in their own specialists to do it? I don't trust any of this. None of it makes sense. Okay, so you're right. The person who said this, the inquest hearing at Preston Coroner's Court revealed the mother of two had been identified by dental records. Oh my God. That's horrendous. Wow. Okay. Excuse me. Her family were informed of the date of the inquest, but they'd chosen not to attend. Okay. The coroner, Dr. James Adley said they'd done so far reasons I can quite understand. Said he had contacted surgeon Andrew Edwards to ask him to compare dental records obtained by police from the Great Eccleston Dental Surgery. He said the surgeon examined the body and found restorative work carried out was identical. Okay, so that's how they've identified. I'm satisfied on the balance of probabilities and more that positive identification has been made. Wow. He said remaining evidence gathered by police and the post-mortem examination required further evaluation and a full inquest, which aims to find out the circumstances surrounding her death, including how she died, was likely to be held in June once availability of a pathologist had been checked. That's interesting. Availability of a pathologist. So basically, they're looking for a pathologist. Why do they need to find a certain pathologist? Why are they looking for availability? Are they looking for someone who they know, who they have in their pocket to do this? Hello, BCTV. This is another Bridget. Welcome to the stream. Gary is issuing demands for a better greeting, Penny. Getting back in that dinghy. Gary the dinghy diver. Gary. I'm not very well, darling. I've got a really bad cold. Terry Knowles Band again. James 1, hello, welcome. Phone Quincy. I used to love Quincy. It was really good, wasn't it? Oh, thank you, Sid. That's so kind. Sid, thank you. Thank you, Sid. Thank you. Are you all healed up now? Hello, Roy. I seen you message me earlier as well, but I didn't reply. I'm sorry. That's really bad of me. I had like 10 and I was like reading them and then my brain went again. When the coroner is handed the body, he opens an inquest. Brief details like ID are given, but because a full post-mortem, including toxicology, has not been carried out, the inquest is adjourned. Yeah, I understand that. It is always closer to home. Well, 9 times out of 10, I agree. I agree that there could be a killer out there. And don't forget that Peter Beglin is still missing. Dr. David Ball, hello, welcome. Peter Beglin, Peter Flint, I bet he does as well. Remember, guys, Peter Beglin from 35 miles away, which isn't that far, is still missing, okay? Thank you again to Sid. So we're going to get into that interview in a moment. I'm just having a quick look at the latest. Just bear with me. This will allow time. I get the time thing, but why are they waiting for an availability of a certain pathologist? What's this about? Once availability of a pathologist had been checked, I just find that a little bit suspicious, but there you go. Okay, now that they're trying to now look, that why can it take so long to find bodies? This is the BBC propaganda piece trying to excuse why it found so long. The media, the establishment, are going to go with the fact that she's been there for all this time. She fell in, nothing to see here. But why are they so intent on covering this up? This is so bizarre. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. None of it. The fact you've got the caravan park, who apparently, I need to double check this, but I'm told, unverified, that it's run by his family, run the caravan park. And they had that show, was it Channel 5 as well? Was it Channel 5 or Channel 4? Game show held 2 years ago where they had to hide in that caravan park. Oh, thanks, Sid. Oh, Sid. That's so kind. Thank you. Hello, David Wellings. I did message you last night. Thank you so much for the PayPal, David. That's so kind. Thank you so much. Thank you. She was a strong swimmer. So, okay, so that's, I'm just looking at the latest now, and then we're going to break down this interview. Guys, I don't know how much you've looked into this. Like, you've probably, and most of you probably looked into it more than me. People will be going, oh, you've taken too long. I'm sorry, I held back because of, like I said, it was such a sensitive case. It's difficult for me as a mum. My heart's breaking, but I think that there's more to this. So what we're going to do now, we're going to have a quick look at the Paul Ansell interview. Now, this struck me. So I took this picture, I screenshotted this today. So we've got the black eye, okay? The Black Eye Club. We know what this is. If you don't know anything about the Black Eye Club, we're going to be covering this on my other channel. If anyone can drop the Curious Bunny, I'll be so grateful. Thank you. We're going to be covering Freemasonry and the Black Eye Club on the other channel. But they always have to have a black eye. And then what's this here? So I've just drew a quick circle around this. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit better. It's not letting me, is it? For fuck's sake. Look at the, can you see this, folks? What are these? Now, remember, a week after your partner's gone missing, are you thinking about doing a TV interview with Channel 5? You like it when I hold back, Bunny? Says Sid. What's this, guys? Have we got any thoughts on this? They're scratches, aren't they? There's just too much. Yeah, it does. Ligature mark says AI. Rope mark says surf. What are everyone thinking? Scratch. Yeah, it's so bizarre. Do you believe in life? Do you believe in life after love or glove? Was the G a silent G? Jason Bourne, welcome. That has not been. I have not doxed. I have not changed anything. Oh, Louise, thank you. I know what I need to ask you. They do, Gemma. Louise, I need to get my shopping edited before 11 o'clock. Could you drop me a message about 10:30 and say, Pen, do you shopping? Only if you don't mind, darling. Louise she's amazing. Thank you so much. Exactly. Yeah. I was told about this, Paul. I held back. I didn't look into it. Okay. So we're going to watch this interview now. We're going to watch it together. Apologies if you've already watched this interview. I'm going to be stopping and starting. If you have already watched it and you've already watched it be broken down by other YouTubers, again, apologies. Oh, thank you, Louise. How are you doing, sweetheart? You all right, hon? Miss you. Not seen much of you. When don't the Masons do a fake hanging when they what do they? Wow, if that's true, then that is very interesting. Yeah, please subscribe to the Curious Bunny if you want to know more about Freemasonry. I'll be covering it soon. I don't know what day, but we'll be doing it. Just sent you a Gmail. It mentions a connection with them at the camp. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. David Bull. Could you put that link into chat? Because then Jane could email it to me on my other email on my laptop. Is that possible, Dave? Dark Forces love playing games. They do. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get this interview up. I don't know what you guys think about this, but it beggars belief, doesn't it? So, okay, let's just get this interview up. Just bear with me. I'm just grabbing it now. There are so many. I've sent so much to myself. Other people have mentioned as well is, could there be a love triangle going on between between the sister. Now the sister was laughing, which was so bizarre. She was laughing during the interview as well, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But she did an interview for Sky News. The dad looked completely distraught. It's just so bizarre. This whole thing is just so bizarre. Okay, I'm just going to get the interview up now because I'll put it into YouTube. It'll be in YouTube surely. I think a lot of our answers are going to come in the next few weeks to months. If they start telling us that we need to be censored, so I'm thinking people like me are going to be censored from looking into open cases. That is my concern. All right. So let's see what the solution is. Problem, reaction, solution. So what we're going to do now, we're going to look into this. Now, just bear in mind again, right? This guy, what was it? A week or so she was missing.
And again, there was no answer.
I was watching it today. A week or so she was missing, and he's on Channel 5 in the mansion where her best friend owns, with Dan Walker, who is a journalist, who is friends with Emma White, whose dad worked for the BBC. There's so many coincidences here. I'm sorry, but you don't get that many coincidences. I'm just going to put the link in to the person who uploaded this. Thank you. Okay, so credit to him for uploading this. Okay, no, a rope noose. Okay, let me just read what Terry's just said. Terry is very knowledgeable. You should do live streams, mate. Scottish Davros and friends wrestle and pop culture. Wow, what a name! Hello, welcome. It's placed on the net during initiation to scare the initiate to remain silent. The idea is if you betray the Masons. Interesting, Terry. So could it be that this dude has just been initiated, and that's why he's got the noose marks around his neck and the black eye? Interesting. Let's just keep an eye on the online safety bill, okay, which was previously called the online harms bill. We know that they want to bring that in, okay. So we're going to watch some of this now. I'm probably going to get copyrighted by Channel 5. I may get taken off. I don't know. Did Channel 5 adjust the colour to make his whole face red? I think so. Yeah, I do. If you look at the colouring, he looks more red there, doesn't he? You can see the marks. You can see them. So this is Channel 5's interview, and we're going to start it off. We're going to stop and start. I'm going to say I've not watched it all, and if you've watched it before, I apologise, and maybe you'll get bored and leave. I don't know, but please stay if you want. Here we go.
This might be a stupid question to start with, but how are you doing? What's life been like for the last 2 weeks?
Hell. I am still here, obviously. My main focus.
Still here. Okay. Now, just to ask this question, I'm going to either put myself there. I'm going to put myself down here in the corner. Maybe I should be down here. Just to say as well, same with the guy interviewed. Yeah, the one with the black eye. The interviewer, Dan Walker, just so happened. They are, Kelly. You're spot on. Thanks for coming in, by the way. I've seen your comment. Thank you for your kind comment, Kelly. Thank you, darling. And I did say I'm going to be live soon. You're welcome in. So I appreciate that, hon. Thank you. I'm guessing you're a girl. You might not be. Who knows? Because guys can be called Kelly. Thank you again to Sid for the super chats. You don't have to do that now. As long as I'm giving commentary. All right. Giving commentary. But the thing is, if Channel 5 want to copyright claim me, they will. What will happen is I won't be able to monetize the video. That's all that'll happen. So I know how it all works. I'm giving commentary. They can't strike me, but they can take the monetization away, which this isn't about that anyway. So that's not a problem. Okay, let's continue. I'm still here. Watch his eyes as well. This, to me, the entire thing is like one big stage show.
It's the children, always has been. So that's my focus that gets me through. But you know, I think when you're going through something like this, you can't put it into words. I can't say how I'm doing. I can't really explain it because
I'm not like, am I being stupid here, or is this a really bad actor? I don't mean to be rude. Exactly, Kate. Hello, just Kate, darling. Maybe he tried to hang himself. I'm still here. Exactly. Very, very good point. Okay, I'm just going to read the comments. Apologies for pausing a lot, but we need to break this down. The way Nintendo carry on, it will surprise me if they'd copy strike. Yeah, they don't strike you. It's the algorithms will stop you from. Oh, thank you, Jane. Oh, sorry. Oh, he sent it to me. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Jane. I'm getting confused. I'm definitely not a guy. I didn't think so, Kelly, but I don't want to offend anybody because I've known guys called Kelly very rarely. And I didn't want to offend anyone, darling. I do my best not to offend. I usually end up offending somebody, but offence is taken, not given. So anyway, thank you for clearing that up. Okay, initiate has to go back to normal life after the ceremony. Marks would not lead to questions which make a secret organisations nervous. So no, this is from a suicide attempt, not a Masonic ceremony, says AI. Okay. Can you, Terry Wookfit, what are your thoughts on that? Maybe it was a suicide attempt. Who knows? But you know what I don't get? You know what I don't get about this, right? First of all, why haven't they tried to cover this up? Now, they could put makeup over that. This is what I don't get. It's like they're flaunting it in our face. I don't think they are folds of skin, Sue, darling. Watch as it keeps going. I don't think they are. Again, people can call me a tinfoil hat wearer all they want. I am actually a Red Scout. People have been doing this for weeks. Okay. I've held back on doing this. This is public domain. Okay. Public domain. Oh no, they won't strike me, but the algorithms will just take the monetization away. Hello, Leslie, darling. I agree. I agree. I can't talk about that, Leslie, but I agree. Okay, so let's continue. I've held back on doing this. Other people have done it, but I have always said from day one I'm suspicious. If I'm wrong, I will apologise always. But let's continue. But look, at the end of the day, right? If your loved one had disappeared and it was 10 days later, would you be on Channel 5 talking to Dan Walker? It doesn't make any sense, does it? None of it makes any sense. And look at this, is like they're flaunting it in our face, you know? I'd be in bits. I'd be on the floor and be able to stand up. They'd have to sedate me to get me to sleep. I'd be beside myself. I can't even, this is just so bizarre. Remember Ian Huntley as well? They like to berate it in our face.
Because it's not your average every day of the thing. You know, nobody knows really anybody who's ever gone through anything like this. Who knows anybody who knows anybody? So it's just an impossible situation for everybody involved.
I think that's the thing, because it's hard to imagine what you're going through. Can you
really
even put
nervous,
it into words for us,
isn't
the sort of emotions that you're feeling at the moment?
There's the dog.
Anger, utter frustration, confusion, disbelief.
To me, he's nervous. He's very nervous, but he doesn't look like somebody whose partner, whose love of their life, has just vanished into thin air. All right. Now this is bizarre as well. Now you think about all the missing people. Let's go back to Sarah Payne, that little girl who went missing, who was murdered. Roy Whiting murdered her. Let's go back in time. And yeah, exactly, William. Let's go back in time to Sarah Payne. Her mum, Sarah. Is Wondering Stu here? Hello, Stu. Do you remember her? She was sat doing the press conferences in the hall with the police. Okay. It's just, she was that poor woman, right? Her and her husband, they had bags under their eyes. They had they were just begging, please, please come home. All right. They weren't sat in a mansion with a production company of Channel 5. They were sat with the police begging for it to come home. This does not seem like a case. And again, people could say I'm being disrespectful. And again, I apologize. Okay. You can get the turn the off button. I don't mean to offend anybody, right? Turn the off button is there. I could have done this when he first came out and I didn't. I held back. Okay. Held back. But now she's been found and all these weird coincidences are coming out about him. The caravan park, the game show, the glove. Why didn't they put the glove on the news? The glove. The psychic. And I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the other person who this psychic found. Okay? So don't be offended with that. Again, I don't mean any offence. I don't mean any offence. It's all over the place, Scottish. And again, hello, Jeffrey. Hello, Paul. How you doing? It's just, I don't know how to put. It's not from anybody who is devastated. All right. Let's continue. And please don't be offended, people. And if you are, just turn off, dislike. I don't mind. Okay. You know. And come back next time. Give me another chance. I'm talking about something else.
Surrealism. Nothing feels real.
I was going to ask you that. What feels like you're living someone else's life, or how does it feel?
It just doesn't feel real. If it's in the Truman Show, well, I feel like I'm in the Truman Show. Like, I honestly believe I'm going to wake up at any moment.
Truman Show, all the stage. This has been rehearsed. This is an entire stage. Okay. People like me, they still call me a conspiracy theorist. Oh, well, thank you, Mouse Nation. Yeah, but some people will. Welcome to Rachel Wotton. The phrase means that anything said in such meetings will not be repeated elsewhere. Roses were hung. So I've missed something, sweetheart. I can't go back any further. Apologies. Welcome in, though. The glove is apparently, there's a game show. We'll talk about this after. His eyes are bloodshot. They look strained. His eyes are not puffy. They don't look puffy. Yeah, I agree, Sue. I agree. Thank you to anyone who's liked the stream. Thank you to all of you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay. This is such a bizarre thing to say. Does anyone know if this means anything? White roses. Does this have any sort of symbolism? Because I call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but I'm looking everywhere now. The red bricks. I think the red bricks mean something as well. Let's continue. Truman Show.
Yeah, I was just talking to Louise before, Nicky's sister, and we just say the same thing every day.
Louise is where people are accusing the sister. I'm not going to accuse anybody of having an affair. There's people doing videos. If you think I'm disrespectful, try looking on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. There's people accusing him of having an affair with a sister, having an affair with a best mate. I'm not accusing anybody of having an affair. I'm just breaking down the facts, and the fact remain that this is dodgy as shit.
Just how are we even in this? We're good people. We are good people. We try to live the best life that we can.
He's
do
good
the right
people,
thing
but
by
he's
everybody.
shaking his head at the same time because he's lying. Okay, let's watch that bit back. We're good people, shaking his head.
I was just talking to Louise before, Nicky's sister, and we just say the same thing every day. Just how are we even in this? We're good people. We are good people. We try to live the best life that we can, do the right thing by everybody. You appreciate the small things. You know what I mean? This is the kind of thing that you see.
Watch his eyes going up and down. Hello, Carmel Louise. Hello, welcome. How you doing? Well, oh, Carmen, sorry, apologies. Okay, I'm gonna, yeah, Tom Hanks did post a picture of a glove after Isaac Cappy was for the words from the hello Rach, exactly, Kelly, exactly. He doesn't look like he's acting. I'm sorry. Yeah, Shirley, definitely. He did have a black eye. But just to go back quickly, I did actually go back and remember when Isaac Cappy passed away. I was covering that quite heavily on my other channel, and he was forced himself. That was the words of the witnesses from two teenage boys. He forced himself off a bridge and fell onto, I think it was Route 66. And Tom Hanks posted a picture of a glove on a road after. They're all symbols. And did someone just say something about the flowers? Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with chat. Chat doesn't stay on my screen very long. I've got to get into my phone. Just give me a sec, guys. I don't mean to be rude. Let me go back a bit. White flowers are a peace symbol. Okay, thank you to Scottish Davos. I'm going to have to get you a nickname. Come off it. This interview is very reminiscent. If I lost my partner, I'd not do an interview, and defo wouldn't. Exactly. Where's the children? I wouldn't leave my child's side. The rose is a Masonic symbol, says Rachel. Thank you. Rose is our fake set in resin. There would be loads of them dotted around a property like this. We use them in guest houses, and they're probably just something to break up. Okay, well, they could be, probably, but we have to still remember, darling, that they do these sort of things.
See on the telly in
66
dramas
likes, blimey.
And stuff like that.
You said that your main priority was the girls. Can I ask you how they are doing? Because you're missing the woman that you love, but they're missing their mum, and the questions they must be asking you are heartbreaking at the moment.
Poor girls.
Yeah, it's impossible. Any parent knows, that all you want to do.
Hang on a minute. Isn't the nose rubbing a sign of lying? Let me just have a quick look. Just bear with me a sec, guys. Trying to type with one hand because I've got a cuppa in the other hand. Sign of lying, body language. Hang on. Nose, rub nose. I'm no expert, but I'm also very good at reading people. I'm not a trained expert. Okay, really, Bridget, darling, I'm no trained expert, but he looks like he's on drugs, Jem. He could be on drugs, but why would you be on the TV doing an interview, darling? Again, I'm no expert, but Al will tell you, my hubby will tell you, and anyone who knows me in real life will tell you how good I am at reading people. AI, if you're watching, aren't I good at reading people in real? Looking at somebody, I can read them. Right. Okay. Okay. So I've just found this. All right. And I'm not going to chat. I'm going to keep the screen on him, but I'm just going to read what I've just found. When a person lies, the subconscious part of the brain sends out nervous signals that appear as a gesture, thus contradicting what the person has just been speaking. So the shaking of the head, yeah, it says R. Shaking of the head, what he was doing, which was contradicting what he was actually saying. Many people scratch their nose or twitch their ears or even rub their nose when they're lying. Hello, Blackjack. Yeah, the dog's there. The dog has clearly been placed there to try and make it look like it's all staged. Okay, let's continue. Let's just go back. Sorry, let's just go back a little bit and just look at that again with the nose. Here we go.
Yeah, it's impossible. Any parent knows, that all you want to do is make everything better for your children, isn't it?
You're right,
whenever
Kelly,
they're worried or they're scared or anything like that, you just.
If anyone here has got a dog, I've not got a dog, but I've had dogs. Dog comes in, they come running over to their owner. They don't wander past. The dog has got less interest The dog has got no interest in him or Dan. Obviously, Dan's a stranger. But if my dog come into a room and there was me and a stranger sat there, the dog would come straight up to you and have a stroke. Just bear that in mind as well. Okay. He's up to his net in debt. Yeah, he is. So let's continue.
You want to make it better for them. And
hello, Peter. Welcome.
You know, I can't do that. So all I can do is.
Can I just add as well? Sorry, I don't mean to keep stopping, but I think we have to. At this point, but she'd go to you, wouldn't she, Harmon? Right. At this point, she's still missing. All right. So I know always sits exactly, Kelly. Now, someone just come in, Peter, welcome. He said, if I had a wife and they found her dead, right. So just to let you know, this interview was done before they found her. All right. So it is Scottish. Roses coming secrecy, says Tony Williams. Thank you. 69 likes. We did it. How long did it take us? It took us less than an hour again. Well, thank you. Okay, she's still no. They found her now. This interview was done about 10 days ago ish. Was it 10 days ago? About 2 weeks after she was missing. So I didn't want to break this down at the time because she was still missing, and I didn't want to. I don't know. I stayed away from it. All right. There was people breaking it down. I didn't want to. She's now found. There's so much come out about him. I'm going back to this interview, right? But can I just add something else here that people may not have picked up? At this point, his missus is missing. All right. His missus, his partner, the mother of his 2 children, has vanished into thin air. Just under 2 weeks ago. Hello, Skaterly. She's probably in bed. I don't know. She's been to work today. Missing, right? All he's doing is talking about himself 12 days ago. Thank you, Bridget, love. Just think of it. Oh, yeah, Bridget Blaine is having a couple of days away from social media. Just reminded me. Bridget Blaine wants me to say hello to everybody. She loves you all, but she's not been feeling very well, so she's having a break. So we love you, Bridget. Get well soon. Thank you, Terry. So at this, all he's spoken about so far is himself. Apparently he is Ian. They were together from 2011. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've been told. So just bear this in mind, right? His missus is missing. What is the first thing you would say? You've got the world at your feet here, right? You've got Channel 5, you've got a gateway to the world. You would look into that camera and you would say, please, please come home if you're out there. Because she's missing, remember, at this point. She's not been found. You wouldn't be talking about how it makes you feel. It's all me, 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 me. Have you noticed? Me, 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 me. How I feel, how I'm coping. There's some that say he's not, you know. Yeah, get better soon, Bridget, love. We miss you, darling. We love you. I think so, Kate. I think you're right. Let me just highlight just Kate's message. Thanks for coming back, by the way. I know you're quite new and you come back, so I appreciate that, darling. I just think this is an attempt to elicit sympathy for Paul after the disastrous first interview in the woolly hat, and I think this one went even worse. I agree. So just bear this in mind. So far, he's made no plea to the world to get her back to if she's fallen, if she's run away, if she's been kidnapped. At this point, hello, David. It's been a while. You okay? At this point, I think he knew what happened. She walked into the sea, so to speak. Well, they found her. He's a narcissist, I agree. He's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, apparently he's got a history and a past. I haven't even gone into that yet. But there you go. So just bear in mind, we're now 3 minutes 13 into the interview. That was not meant to be stopped on purpose there before people start calling me Illuminati. And he hasn't even done a plea yet. Now, go back to the parents of Holly and Jessica in 2001, I think it was, 2000. Go back to the parents of Sarah Payne, that little girl that was taken and murdered. What were the parents doing? They were distraught. they were sat with the police every day pleading for them to come home. You'd be pleading. You would not be talking about how you feel.
Strong as I can, so that they don't see the level of like worry on my
God,
face.
this is awful.
Reassure them as much as I can with, you know, with what we know,
Exactly,
which
Jen.
isn't much, and
Shaking
then
his head
and then
again.
I try and distract them, you know, so that their mind's not focused on it. I find that's the best way of doing it.
They need hope.
Yeah.
And you've got to hold on to that as tightly as you can. Every time they ask you where mummy is, how does anybody even convey that to when you're going through it as well?
Again, it's just an impossible situation. The only thing that I can do is tell them that everybody is looking for mummy. The best people like in the world are looking for mummy. Just to give them that, you know, that level of hope that they can understand that everything that can be done to find mummy is being done.
I think for the vast majority of people watching on, Nikki is.
Yeah, the dog has gone to Dan. Okay, let's just go back a sec. The dog has gone to the stranger. Wow.
So that
Wow.
so that the mind's not focused on it. I find that's the best way of doing it.
They need hope.
Dogs
Yeah,
don't do
You've
that.
got to hold on to that as tightly as you can. Every time they ask you where mummy is, how does
Look at her, she's
anybody
a
even
beautiful
convey
dog.
that to when you're going through it as well?
Again, it's just another.
See, I've not watched all of this before. I no, they're not. He knows the best friend, but it's too comfortable. Even if he knew her, even if the dog, he does know the family. Dan Walker does. Really, Mima. Hello, darling. By the way, even if he does know them, but your dog would still go to your owner. So if I've got a friend who I see now and again, the dog will come to me. No, it doesn't. She doesn't. Willow goes to Dan Walker, who is just a random who knows
it's an impossible situation.
Her best friend, Emma. Oh yeah, there's been 5 GoFundMe set up. The family, you know what? Emma White, her so-called best friend, 5 days after she went missing, she set up a GoFundMe for £100,000. Why are people having their? Please don't delete comments. If anyone, please don't delete people's comments if they're just giving suggestions. And if it's by accident, but Williams, your comment got deleted. I think it was a mistake. I hope it was. Okay, so just bear this in mind. I haven't watched this full interview. I'm watching it. I've only seen bits. So this is what. Wow. Why is Williams been hidden? Oh, Jane, thank you so much. I know what Jane was doing. It wasn't timed out though. I don't think he was just deleted. But thank you, Jane. Jane is Williams. You're not blocked or anything. Jane's all over it. Jane is a super mod. Exactly, Axel.
The only thing that I can do is tell them that everybody is looking for mummy.
Keep forgetting
the
about
best
that.
people like in the world.
Sorry, yeah. Emma White set up a GoFundMe. It was a mistake, I think, that Bud. Just to confirm that Emma, her so-called best friend, set up a GoFundMe for £100,000 5 days after she went missing. People seen it and got really upset and said, "What's this about?" And she deleted it, and GoFundMe refunded everybody. Go figure about that, making £10,000.
They're looking for mummy. Just to give them that, you know, that level of
Give
hope.
Williams a wrench. He's been here
That
before.
they can understand that everything that can be done to find mummy
Hello,
is being
Debbie.
done.
Welcome.
I think for the vast majority of people watching on, Nikki is a face on a poster at the moment. Tell us a bit about her. You know, what's she like?
She is
It's
fun.
all right, Alan.
She is loving. She is, if you're friends with her, she is the most loyal friend that you could ever have. You know, there's what with Nikki, what you see is what you get.
This Ansell is the best friend. I've known Williams. Williams has been here before quite a few times. So, hello, Ray Clay. Welcome. Is that a sloth or a meerkat in your picture? Google sometimes. Yeah, it does. It does. You're right, Davos. Oh God, I'm gonna have to get a nickname for you. But anyway, I heard it was set up day or two before. Really, you can't describe a Mickey, right, mate? This is Emma White's house. You're welcome, Williams. You've been here before, mate, so welcome back. It was done the night Nicola went missing, the GoFundMe, before it was public. Oh, really? Interesting. So her best friend owns this house. It's like a mansion. I think this is like a little add-on to the mansion. Okay. Yeah, it's all very crafted. I agree. Yeah, if we can all welcome any new people in. I know that you are, but thank you for welcoming all the new people in. We're a good bunch here. If you're new, you're coming in. I cover news, politics, general stuff. And if there's something like this going on, I'll get my teeth into it. And I don't stop until I know what's going on. I'm looking into Alex Belfield as well. And I've got a few of his fans coming after me, but there you go. Oh, well.
There's no hidden, nothing's hidden.
We are, Axel, thank you.
That's her. And she is an exceptional mum, and
he's shaking his head. He's saying she's an exceptional mom, and he's shaking his head. Hello, Malice in Punderland. Oh my God, I love your name. Oh my God, that's an awesome name. Oh man. He's shaking his head as he's saying this. This is insane. Insane. There's so much more I want to talk about this case. I'm not going to, once I've finished talking about all the things I want to talk about, I will leave it alone. Okay? People that are saying it's going on too much. There's too much going on. There's other things as well I want to talk about that I haven't yet. But we're going to do this tonight. So here we go.
You know, adores our girls. It goes above and beyond. I was saying to Emma,
I watched the dog.
The other day, I don't think that she's been away from them.
It's not been up to him once
for more than like 1 or 2 nights. You know, since you know we've had our eldest, and she
This is really bad acting.
A pillar of strength, you know, to our
exactly, Rachel,
to our family, and
oh, thank you, Malice. Love your name.
You know, the whole is...
Her best friend Emma owns it. Oh, thank you, Shirley. I don't think she even lives in there. But again, that's another thing that I'm going to be looking into. Because apparently the last time she was seen was here. This is where the CCTV footage is apparently from. I don't think that's her in the CCTV. This is supposed to be her partner, John. Welcome, by the way. This is supposed to be her partner, the father of her 2 children, who she's been with for like 10 years. And look at him. Me or you or anybody here could do better than this. Oh, thank you, Ray Clay. That's so kind. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, bigger than you could possibly imagine.
2 weeks ago. Now, her partner, Paul, talked to me earlier today. We're showing his interview throughout the programme for you tonight. He spoke in depth about the day Nicola went missing.
Can I ask you to take us back to 2 weeks today? That morning of Friday, the 27th of January.
Was
it a normal morning like any other?
Yeah, totally normal.
Whoever's
the only difference that morning
this,
was, you know,
I don't know what they're trying to do. But
you know, when you've got children.
Sorry about that. That's not me uploaded this.
You know, you probably know yourself. It's just mayhem, isn't it?
Carnage.
Yeah, absolute carnage.
The
But the
person
only
who's
difference
uploaded
on
it
that
has made a
morning 2
mistake.
weeks
That
ago
wasn't
was
me.
that there wasn't a lot of rushing.
But
I came
think
down and a lot of
he's a
stuff
new
was
YouTuber,
already
so-
done. It was,
5,
you know, the
6,
girls were having
7,
the
8.
breakfast and everything was pretty much ready to go.
Thank you, Jane.
I came down.
Darling, thank you.
Nikki went upstairs to get ready. And then, you know, the routine is basically if Nikki's taking the girls and Willow, when I hear her come down, I'll get them in the car, get them strapped in, get Willow in the boot and all
Look, it's
that.
all over his face.
And Nikki comes out, give her the keys, and off they go.
It's a well-oiled machine normally. And sometimes you walk the dog and take the kids to school, and on that morning it was Nikki's job.
Yeah, and then if it's my job, usually
Right, he's just
the
been
roles
rubbing
are,
his leg then. Let me just have a quick look at me little... hang on a minute. Signs of lying. Rubbing leg. Hang on. Just having a quick look to see if there's anything. Anyone know if rubbing the leg means anything? That's a good way to do it. Hello, Mark Dover. Welcome. Axel, what are the 7 signs that someone's lying? Can't speak. Overcompensating. He's definitely overcompensating with the eye contact. He's all over the place. Blinking more. He's blinking more. Physical barriers, linguistic deflection, change in tone, mirroring language, and going pale. I can't see anything about the legs. But let's body gestures. He keeps rubbing his legs, which I just find bizarre. It's like maybe it's a comfort thing. I don't know, Sid, but it's like maybe it's a comfort thing for him to try and calm him down. Yeah, you're right, Leslie. Yeah.
reversed. Yeah. So yeah, again, it was just nothing out of the ordinary. Everything was normal.
It is Emma on that doorbell, in my opinion.
You know, because my working hours, because I work for a US firm, so my hours are.
Let's just listen to
like
what he's
6 hours
just
behind.
said, and
yeah,
we
and
know
if
that
it's
was
my
a
job,
lie.
usually the roles are reversed. Yeah. So yeah, again, it was just nothing out of the ordinary. Everything was normal. You know, because my working hours, because I work for a US firm, so my hours are
you've not just
like 6 hours behind UK time.
Yeah, right.
So I don't usually start work till a bit later in the morning.
Nose again.
So when Nikki takes the girls to
This guy is, I'm sorry, guys. I'm no body language expert, but I'm very good at reading people. This guy's lying. Apparently, he does have a coke habit, but I think that the nose rubbing is apparently a sign of lying. Exactly, Jane. Not normal. Shaking. I've just looked. It's a big, massive giveaway. Someone's lying is rubbing of the nose, touching the nose.
to school, I then know that I've got like an hour to myself on that morning when she takes them.
Very shifty.
So I always quite look forward to that, you know, because I wave them off and then I go in the house and I put the kettle on, make a cup of
Me. What am I doing? It's awful. They could have at least got a better actor in.
tea, and I think, right, I've got an hour.
Bit of peace. So at what point are you
Like again.
thinking something's not right here? When did it feel, where's Nikki? At what point did that kick in?
So she's usually back like 9:45 average, 10 o'clock, you know, at a push. So I'd gone up into the office at 10, thinking that she'd be back in a minute.
It's okay,
so I logged
sheepdog.
on, I was just going through
Thanks
some
for letting
emails
us
and
know,
stuff,
but we'll see you
setting
soon,
my
bud.
day up, and it got to say 10:15, and that's when I thought, you know, she's
Like I say, I've
later
held
than
back
usual,
on talking
but I still
about this,
wasn't
mate.
like particularly
interview.
because she has come back at 10:15.
But I think that after what we found out yesterday, we need to look. The office is apparently it's like a little room. It could be Sid. I am looking at this objectively. I'm sorry, but I don't. This person, from the moment I seen him, I felt uncomfortable. Now, a lot of people have done this. All right, people have been. No, he didn't, Williams. people have been breaking down this interview from day one. And bearing in mind, people that are saying I shouldn't be doing this, this is TV. All right. This has been on Channel 5. This is public domain. You know, people are actually adding family on Facebook and going undercover and trying to getting photos from the family. Hello, Tim. The people have actually gone in as family members or made up accounts and infiltrated Facebook's got intimate photos. All right. There are intimate photos of those two being circulated, not intimate, you know, like when they're not public domain photos, when they're out at the pub or whatever. People have been doing this for weeks. I haven't done any of that. I've got loads and loads and loads of photos, right? Loads of photos that I've got that people have been sending me saying, look at this, he's out drinking, he's got a coke problem, and I've held back on all of it. Right. So this interview was in the public domain. It was on Channel 5. It happened nearly 2 weeks ago. People have been breaking this down for 2 weeks. I've held back. But after yesterday's revelations of the stuff that was coming out, and again, it's all facts, it's not speculation. It's about time we broke this down. So again, I don't mean to offend anybody. Okay, that is never my intention and hurt anybody. I can't help it. This guy, in my opinion, is lying. That's my opinion. He hasn't even looked at the camera and begged her to come home.
Sometimes, like you might just get talking to Emma or
find
another
a friend
mom.
on a dog walk. Yeah,
or anybody.
Brought Emma up more than once.
You know, it's not often, but she has got back at about 10:15, 20:10. So again, I wasn't.
I've asked about the white roses. I think it can mean secrecy.
Then it got to
right?
10:30, and that's when I thought, you know, she's, you know, quite late now, more late than usual. So I tried ringing her phone, and there was no answer. I tried ringing her on WhatsApp, and again there was no answer. I tried the mobile again, and no answer. So I couldn't get her. I started to get a bit panicky, I think. So that's when I thought, right, I'm going to have to go down there and see if she's all right. You know, see if.
Do you want to tell you what I think? Do you want to tell you what I think? That CCTV footage was Emma. Nobody's seen her that morning because I don't think she was alive that morning. That's my opinion. This happened the day before that. And they've set the whole thing up that she's gone missing. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's constantly scratching his nose. Okay. Would there be a WhatsApp signal around there? Because for WhatsApp, you need an internet signal. You need 4G. Think about it. It's in the middle of nowhere. You wouldn't get a WhatsApp signal around there. Getting a phone signal, maybe. You might get a phone signal. Okay. You might get a phone signal, but you wouldn't get a 4G signal. Be very surprised. Like, I live rurally. And where that was, there's no way you'd be able to ring somebody on WhatsApp. Curtis Media, the dude with the channel, I will look at that after, Jane. I don't think it's her. She was on a Microsoft Teams. Yeah, you're right. So there must be a 4G mast then. Maybe there's one at the caravan park. But that'll be interesting to see if anybody else can test their 4G round there, ringing people on WhatsApp. Yeah, they did. We're going to have a look at that. I don't think that was her.
If I can see the car or, you know, see what's going on, but I still
the work call didn't make sense.
Expected that I'd just get there and just, oh, there she is, you know. So I go to the gym on a Friday lunchtime. So I quickly got my gym stuff
Tams,
on,
darling.
because I just thought, basically, I'm going to go out, find her, come home, do a bit of work.
Looks like a bruise.
Yeah, lunchtime, go to the gym. I was going to leave, and then the phone rang, and it was the school, and it was the receptionist at school, and she said, Mr. Ansell, it's a bit of a weird one. Hello. So it's a bit.
The dog's coming up to him now. Hello, Bev. How you feeling, darling? The dog's coming up to him now. I will be looking more into this Ohio train derailment as well. Jane is from Ohio, so I'm going to invite Jane up. Hello, Out of Passionate Zone. You're still on. Yeah, I've only been on an hour. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. If anyone sent any PayPals, it goes to the Munsters. If I made the amount of money that some of these big channels are making, which I never will, then obviously I will be giving some of it to them children. Just saying. Watch the dog.
It's a bit of a weird one, but we found
where the dog is around. Look, watch.
And then the phone rang, and it was the school, and it was the receptionist at school, and she said, "Mr. Ansell, it's a bit of a weird one."
I think one of the crew have just shoved the dog towards him because the dog hasn't gone near him once. It's off camera. Look, see.
So it's a bit of a weird one, but we found Willow and Nicky's phone.
Someone's just put that dog on him.
And the harness
doesn't want to go near him. Look
on the floor. So
look.
You're already.
Did you see that? Did you see that then? Oh, thank you, Shirley. That was awful. We good, thank you. It is very rare. Scottish Davros, I would like to know who was on this Microsoft Teams because I'm suspicious that this ever happened. You can't get 4G. Now, I live in a rural area, but I live in a little town in the rural area. I'm going to rewind it a bit now, but you watch the dog. I was too busy watching the dog. You watch the dog. It's as though, if you watch the dog, it's like, because it's off camera. Have you noticed how the camera was different? And it was like somebody was. What is this? What is the chances if it was about to mention Willow? It's like somebody at the side of him. I'm going to rewind it. It's like somebody at the side of him was forcing the dog onto him because it came off camera. And it was facing him, and it was like one of the crew was like forcing Willow towards him, and then he's like, "Come on, Willow, come on." And then the camera panned to Willow. Watch how they make sure that Willow is off camera. Watch, it's at the side. See,
we're going to leave.
Someone's forcing that dog,
and it was the school, and it was the receptionist at school, and she said, "Mr. Ansell, it's a bit of a weird one." So it's a bit of a weird one, but we found Willow and Nicky's phone on the bench, and the harness halfway down the embankment on the floor.
They said the harness was still missing on the news. Look at that dog's face, everybody. Look at the dog. Whoever's just forced that dog to him, she's looking back at that person and saying, "Why have you just done that?" Look at the dog's face. Somebody has just forced that dog towards that man.
So you're already worried at this point.
Yeah, because I'm just about to leave. So I've got my gym stuff on.
She won't lie down.
I'm about to leave.
She lay down next to Dan.
See her, pass her, get there and find her.
Panting.
Then I get that call.
Now, if you look at the way she went, "Oh, thank you, AAP." I agree, AI. Yeah, that poor dog. AAP has been a member for 7 months. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a member with my Curious Bunny channel, AAP, with you. And that's why when you came in the other day as well, you couldn't see me. I can't see that on my StreamYard. It's annoying. Ghost is talking to the dog. So, Penny, go back. We found. Sorry, where was this? Sorry, where was this? I've missed something. I've been so busy focusing on the dog. Where was? How far back?
And I wasn't like massively concerned or anything. Then it got to 10:30, and that's when I thought.
Thank you, Paul. That's so kind. Thank you.
Quite late now, more late than usual. So I tried ringing her phone, and there was no answer. I tried ringing her on WhatsApp, and again there was no answer. I tried the mobile again, and no answer. So I couldn't get her. I started to get a bit panicky, I think. So that's when I thought, well, I'm going to have to go down there and see if she's all right. You know, see if I can see the car or you know, see what's going on. But I still expected that I'd just get there and just, oh, there she is, you know. So I go to the gym on a Friday lunchtime. So I quickly got my gym stuff on because I just thought, basically, I'm going to go out, find her, come home, do a bit of work.
Carry on.
Yeah, lunchtime, go to the gym. I was going to leave, and then the phone rang, and it was the school, and it was the receptionist at school, and she said, Mr. Ansell, it's a bit of a weird one. Hello. So it's a bit of a weird one, but with.
So he's trying to distract himself here because he's proper lying really bad. I'm going to take that comment off, but thank you so much to Paul that she interact. Exactly. The work call makes no sense. And I want to know, right, if Curtis Media's listening or anybody who's in that area, do me a favour, try and get, I have things to say that cannot be in the comments. Email me, Axel, if you want. Anyone wants to email me anything, feel free. Yeah, if anyone here is in that area, I would like to know if you can get a 4G signal. I bet you can't. And if you can't, then she couldn't have been on a work Teams call. Who are these work members? Where are they? But yeah, so that's how the school. So we're saying that the school found the dog.
Bang. And it was the school, and it was the receptionist at school, and she said, Mr. Ansell, it's a bit of a weird one. Hello. So it's a bit of a weird one, but we found Willow and Nicky's phone on the bench.
What? The school?
And the harness halfway down the embankment on the floor. So
the school. Hang on a minute. No, she was a mortgage advisor. You're right. Thank you, babe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you watching this breakdown? Are you flabbergasted like I am?
I've had to sort some other stuff out, so
Yeah.
I've only been catching little bits.
What just so far? What you thought? I've never watched this whole thing before, but he's saying that the school found the dog.
Right.
That just didn't happen.
Why would the school find the
I
dog?
don't
Where's
know.
the school in relation
None of the-
to the everything else?
And the thing is, I have like I said to people before, I've never watched this entire interview. I've seen bits of it, but I've backed off because of the insensitivities around it. But after what happened yesterday, I've had to revisit this, and it's just mind blowing.
Right, so
The dog won't go near him. The poor dog.
I think he's hit that dog.
Yeah, I think he's hit her as well.
But you need to look into where is the school in relation to where
Gonna
the
do
phone
that.
was found.
Gonna look into that as well.
Because
And who put the dog on a
that's
bench?
weird.
Who
Why
put the
would
phone on a
school
bench?
find the dog?
Yeah. And who put the phone on the bench? Because the phone wasn't where she was last seen. I don't think she was even there that morning, because the last CCTV doesn't even look like her. It's that Emma, her mate, who owns this mansion where Dan Walker, her mate, is interviewing him. It's all really dodgy. And the caravan park, that's next to the river, they did a game show there in 2021 called Hidden, and contestants had to see if they could hide in a caravan park from would-be robbers. And if they could stay hidden, they got 100 grand and they won at that caravan park. It's owned by his family. It's all very bizarre. Do you not think it's all too coincidental?
I think what's happened here is there has been two competing PR kind of groups. There's been the police side, and there's also been him and this best friend, and the best friend's dad being the BBC, having connections.
She knew
So
Dan Walker.
I think they've been, the family have been doing their own PR. I think the police have been doing their own PR. They've not communicated with each other. the whole thing's been a total bloody car crash, right? And it's ended up in this utter nightmare where this poor woman, I don't know, has just ended up in that kind of situation. It's just, I don't know.
Right, I'm going to continue with the interview, but
Yeah.
you should watch this dog.
Right,
The
okay.
dog's face. Go and look at the dog's face.
Oh, I saw that. That's why I said that he's beaten the dog.
Yeah.
Because the dog did not want to be there.
No, it didn't.
So
So we're saying the
You're
school phoned him.
already worried at this point.
yeah, because I'm just
Thanks,
about to
Axel.
leave. So I've got
He's
my
really
gym
good,
stuff
isn't
on.
he?
I'm about to leave, thinking I'm gonna see her.
We need more
pass
AI.
her, get there and find her. Then I get that call, and in an instant, it's like your whole.
The dog won't look at him. Yeah, that's right, Skaterly. So about 10 past 10. Did you used to come in here years ago? I remember your name. At 10 past 10 to 10:15, not heard by 10:30. Kids at school. Apparently the school rings, say the dog's there. He goes to the gym. School finds dog and phone. Where is this school to the bench? There's so much thing. Now, again, the police haven't looked into any of this. Very good point, Tams. Very good point. He's as shifty as a fuck. That sure is lying. Yeah, I agree, Terry. I really do. Where is the phone evidence from her employers? There isn't any. No one's even spoken about her employers. None of this makes sense. Okay, and the police haven't looked into any of this. Do you know what this reminds me of? And you know when you get one of these events like the plague. Okay, so we're just going to mention the plague just as a general thing. And you're told something, but you know it's not right because your own common sense says, but people aren't dying, right? I'm not comparing it to that, but I'm saying it's one of those moments where your brain is saying none of this adds up, but you're just told over and over and over that this is what it is, even though your common sense is saying that doesn't make sense. But you're told it does until you believe it. They keep doing these psyops on us, and they thought that people were not going to ask any questions about this one. And that's why there's so many amateur sleuths, because none of it makes any sense. None of it was cornered off. If it was cornered off, then the amateur sleuths wouldn't have even been able to wander around there. Okay. So they're water dogs and they're tracker dogs as well. And he reckons that he did a whole walk of that river with that dog. She would have found her mum. 1,000,000%. That dog would have found her mum, and that dog does not like him. Even if he hasn't beat the dog, that dog has seen some things happen to her mummy, to Nicola.
Of course.
Someone's coaching that dog to stay there.
I knew straight away that it wasn't normal. You know what I mean?
She's stressed.
Because I said, well, where is she? And like, they can't find her. So I also know that she would never in a million years leave Willow. Like, Willow is like our third child. So I know, like, she'd never, like, the fact that Willow's just in the field on her own, off the lead, obviously extremely concerning.
That dog does not think of you as their dad. Yet the Willow was fine going over to the other guy. But the dog went over to Dan Walker, lay down next to him. He didn't just go, "Oh, thank you, darling." Yeah, thank you. I need to do my shop. Well done. Louise is a superstar. Okay, I want to watch a little bit more of this. Here we go.
So obviously, I'm just in a mad panic then, because I got hit by that weird. It's like your world just drops out because something's weird has happened. So I got in the car, drove down there, ran down the river to where the bench is. Somebody had Willow, and obviously there was a few other dog walkers there and stuff like that. Handed me Willow, handed me Nicky's phone.
So at this point, then the police weren't called. Is that what they're saying? That the police weren't called? Is that right, or am I reading this wrong? and they just rang him and didn't ring the police, and he didn't ring the police either. Is that am I reading this wrong, people, or is that right?
I still expected, obviously, to just have a look around and, well, there she is, or there she is. So
There's no affection
we're
there,
all
Rachel.
looking.
Exactly.
I'm like walking off into the field that way, like looking around the corners, looking over the hedge, looking over the
He's
stile,
not asking. Just a
and
button hello.
nothing. But I'd rung 999 on the way because I obviously knew something was wrong. So the police rang me then while I was at the
Dog's facing away from him. That dog's been put there, been pushed towards him. And she's probably been offered treats and stuff.
bench and said, "Look, you've got to get home because the police are going to be coming to your house. We need somebody at your house. You get home, the police are on the way there." So I'd rung the police at like, I think about 10 to 11, and they were there. Like, they got there 25 past, so they were there, really, really quick. So I then, I'd gone home then, taken Willow back. Police officer would come to the house, and although I was like obviously extremely worried and concerned, I still expected at any second to just go, "Oh, we found her. We've found her here," or whatever. And that, that never happened. Like, that was just the day. Then just spiraled, and end of the day came, and no answers. Here we are, 2 weeks later.
We'll hear the truth.
What do you think might have happened?
Sorry, that wasn't me that did that then.
We've always tried to keep all options open because we don't want to shut down any avenue. We've always been very careful that we don't want to say, "Oh, we think it's that," and then push that.
Did you hear that then? That's something in the studio. That is somebody coaxing that dog. Yes, sorry, I've missed some of chats. I'm editing my shop. Did he go on the sunbed? I don't know. Oh, thank you, Sue. I'm literally doing it as I'm watching and talking. So I'm just editing it all. I had to tell it to people to find a very drunk friend once. Sorry, I missed some of chat. Has he got the children? Well, I'm told by several sources that he hasn't seen the children. I don't know how true it is. There's so much stuff that I haven't told you because I don't know whether it's true or not. And I will not bring something unless it's a fact and it's in the public domain. I don't believe in going snooping through people's Facebooks. I don't think that's right. The trolls are doing that to me right now. It's pathetic. When I get to the end of this, there's a few things I do want to mention about this guy. Again, I'm not going to do the horse in one show. We'll do it again tomorrow night. There's too much to break down. So if you're interested in this, I will be doing this again tomorrow night. Not this actual thing. There's so much. There's so much, and I can't do it all in one night. But it's changed his Facebook as well. It's beyond belief. I'll keep playing this, but there's somebody in the background coaching that dog. I'm telling you to stay there.
It might not be. The most obvious thing, of course, has always been the river. It's always been my gut instinct and her sisters and family that that isn't the case. Extensive searching, is probably well aware of gone.
I know what you're saying, Terry, but I still disagree. You would take any opportunity. Your missus is missing, right? You would take any opportunity to try and find her. This is so bizarre. Do you know what this reminds me of? If she'd been gone a year, and it was like a year anniversary if she'd been missing, they hadn't found her or anything, you came on, you'd still be at state after a year. I would. Anyone would. But you'd have enough composure to maybe go for an interview with a few, narcotics in you or whatever, take some Valium, whatever. This is not somebody whose missus has been gone for just over a week, disappeared into thin air, or just under 2 weeks. Doesn't make any sense.
Gone on in that river. I mean, they were in there. You know, I mean, I have to categorically say I cannot fault the police in any of this. They have been
You've
incredible.
got to say that because they haven't accused
And
you.
the relationship that we have working on this is very, very strong. It's very good. So that this isn't any criticism of them at all. I want to make that clear. But the fact that they were in the divers and underwater rescue team and all that were in that river on the day.
Like, these are all the sort of things that I don't know if it was this exact one she was found in, but remember, this is going back to before she was found. She was found in this sort of stuff here. They're going along there with the dog, with a sniffer dog, with a trained sniffer dog. Now, if they've gone up and down this over and over, the dog would have picked her out. I'm telling you, these dogs are not stupid.
And thankfully found absolutely nothing in the part where you would, I guess, have to presume is her last known location. If you take all those things into account, the unlikeliness of it, you know, you would have to sort of say that.
Welcome, Barry.
Really, the river isn't what happened, and so we always felt.
Agree,
that
Peter.
The mobile phone and the harness and everything, it could possibly be a decoy.
So can we just watch his body language here? He's actually nodding here. Now, usually he's shaking his head. When he says anything positive about Nicola, he shakes his head. Now I think he's telling the truth. Listen.
River isn't what happened, and so we always felt that the mobile phone and the harness and everything, it could possibly be a decoy.
So that there is speaking the truth, okay? Because he knows it is a decoy. Because he knows it is, because he put it there. Or him and somebody he knows put it there. So did you notice that then? He's nodding his head that it could be a decoy. Because it is one. And he knows that, okay? So when he's telling the truth, his body language matches what he's saying. When he's lying, his body language doesn't match what he's saying. And we've just seen proof of both. We've seen the shaking of the head when he's saying how wonderful Nicola is. And then we've seen when he's saying this could be a decoy, he's nodding. Yeah. So there's your proof that he can match his body language to what he's saying when he's telling the truth.
And we don't have evidence.
No, but these are things that you naturally would think about because, you know, the team's call was still active at the time, wasn't it? And
soothing himself again. Where's the dog gone? Dog's gone. Fucked off. She lay next to Dan Walker. She lay down voluntarily and he stroked her. They had to sort of shove her onto him off the camera, shove her on. And that poor dog was so stressed out. She does not love that man.
Willow's harness is on the floor, and you know, I'm sure these are things that constantly you're thinking about.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. I mean, like, the only thing we're bothered about is finding her. Like,
shaking his head again.
Nothing else matters.
There we go, shaking the head. His body language is not matching what he's saying. I'm no expert, but I can read people. This guy's lying at this point.
So that's the only thing that we're bothered about. Is just finding her.
No, you're not, because you're shaking your head.
You know, it's of course you're going to be thinking these things, and so
nose, rubbing the nose again.
The more searching of the river that went on, the more confident we were that it wasn't the river. You know, especially things like
overuse of hand gestures as well is another sign that someone's lying.
Again, you know, it's not nice talking about it, but at the same time, we've taken hope from it. The fact that no item of clothing or anything has been found anywhere.
No, the autopsy hasn't been done yet. Thank you, Jane. I agree too, darling. The autopsy hasn't. I think there's somebody else involved. I don't even know if they've been paid. I don't think she died that morning. It hasn't been done, but they have identified poor Nicola via dental records. and she was an advanced swimmer as well. Rebecca's correct there.
Where you would have thought something, would have.
Okay, so he's nodding now. So whatever he's saying is matching. His body's matching it. So he's telling the truth right now. I've been told that as body language expert, there's been a few that have broke this down, and most of them say he's lying, but there's been some really high profile ones say he's telling the truth. I'd like to know how a high profile, extremely trained body language expert can say that somebody who's shaking their head while saying something positive and then nodding as they're saying something negative and say they're not lying. It doesn't make any sense.
Something might have been found, yeah.
Yeah, and absolutely nothing. So for me personally, and again, this is just my opinion, I'm 100% convinced it's not the river. That's my opinion.
So he's saying she's not in the river. Okay. Now his body language matches what he's saying, because he knows she's not in the river at this point, because she isn't.
Personally, and again, this is just my opinion. I'm 100% convinced it's not the river. That's my.
She's not in the river. That's why, because you know where she is right now.
Opinion.
She wasn't kept in the river.
And I suppose the question after that is, what then? And and the difficulty is you allowing your mind to think where she might be and what's happened to her, which is horrible as well, I imagine.
Yeah, it's horrendous, because people don't just vanish into thin air. It's absolutely impossible. So something has happened. Something has happened. Find out what it is. Find out what it is. There has to be a way to find out what happened. There has to be.
Exactly, Kate.
You cannot walk your dog down a river and just vanish into thin air. Something happened that day. Something. Find out what it is.
Yeah, it will, Barry. But the thing is, what my concern is, who's going to do this autopsy? Because they're saying that they're looking for a certain pathologist, right? Who is this pathologist? Why have they got to check the availability of this pathologist? Are they going to be independent, or are they going to be part of it? I don't know. It's so strange. This is the most bizarre. If this guy hadn't have come on the news and done all of this, I wouldn't have been as suspicious. I would have thought it's a bit bizarre, but I wouldn't have gone this much into it. It was him that caught my attention when he was with his woolly hat. I walked past TV. It was on in the background. I was like, what? If anything, he's brought these suspicions on himself. And again, there were people doing these really big searches in his background, and it's scary what they've found out on this dude. But because I don't have any enough evidence, I won't bring it to you. I know, yeah, Barry.
And my plea now is, personally, I want every house, every garage, every outbuilding,
shaking his head,
the land scrutinised.
No, you don't.
I want it all searched. I want it all scrutinised.
No,
every piece of it. And I'm not going to. You're not going to appease me with anything else. That is what I want to happen, because for something to have happened there, it's not many. You would only know that area by local people. It's a local area.
What's that there? Look.
We walked down there for years, and I mean years. You see the same faces every single day, and on the very odd occasion when you see somebody that you don't know, they stand out like a sore thumb.
And I think that's an important point to make.
I think we also need to look at not tonight, but we also need to look at Kay Burley of Sly News reenacted it and walked that walk. I think it was the day before she was actually found, and this dog walker, who apparently Probably, Shirley. Are you joking? Is that sarcasm? The guy that found the dog, the guy that found the phone was apparently a dog walker who just so happened to walk past. You know that Sky News guy that I said looks like some random person? I think he's an actor as well, and terrible one. There's no way that's a professional. The way he was talking. Yeah, he did, Barry. Really, oh my God, Shirley, really. Yeah, Kate, we need to look at Kay Burley, because she did this little walk and then all of a sudden the body got found. But apparently this person who found the phone on the bench, who looks like Norris out of Coronation Street, just so happened to walk past them and did a live interview. It was so fake, but that's another matter. This is what we're doing tonight.
Because there might be some people watching this thinking, why are you doing this? Why are you talking to us? And the reason you're doing that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, is because you feel that somebody out there knows something. And that's the appeal that you're trying to make.
Why is it taking you 18 minutes to actually say this then? All we've heard so far is you're talking about yourself. People can say that he's asking the questions all you want, but he doesn't have to be there. He doesn't have to do this. This is chosen. If your partner was missing, and the mother of your children or the father of your children, would you be on Channel 5 in a studio like this? He's had his hair done, his beard done, in a studio in like this house that's owned by your missus's best mate with the perfect eyelashes. None of it makes sense. You wouldn't leave. I would be at that bloody river day and night. I wouldn't go. They'd have to drag me home and sedate me to get me to sleep. I just wouldn't stop. You've got amateur sleuths that haven't stopped, that have been up and down that river day in, day out. And he's sat in a pissing studio talking about himself. Don't add up.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I'm just pleading with them. Just please, anything, no matter how tiny, just please, just come forward with it, please. Because that could be
he was
the
an
key
actor, correct?
to finding her.
And Emma was.
And as a family, we're not bothered about anything.
He never went very far in acting, just saying.
Else. Like, there's nothing else. The only thing is we just have to find her.
We have to find her, but I'm going to shake my head as I'm saying it.
It's a bit about who Nikki is.
Yeah. I hope.
Was she ever the sort of person who might
Again, this is the
go away
person who's
for
uploaded this is cocked up here.
a night or leave for a few days? You know what I mean?
It's about as far out of character as you could get. You know, I truly mean
Sure
that.
what
Like,
they're doing.
even as a couple, on the odd occasion, if we ever do have a night away from the girls, because the girls are our world. Like, we go out for meals, the girls come with us. Our whole
family.
Yeah, everything that we do is, the girls are in it. They're involved in it, and that feels right.
I would never have a
You
night
know,
away
that's how we
from
love
my
it.
baby.
We love our little family. We love our world.
Hello, Rex. Welcome.
And your gorgeous dog Willow's been spending a bit of time with us as well.
Did he, Kate?
And it's also that thing that Willow may well have seen.
I know.
To Nikki.
I know, and that's
Why is
another
Dan
layer
Walker
of-
calling her Nikki?
of frustration and
The
hell
only
to it.
person that's called her Nikki has been family. Why is he suddenly calling her Nikki? This is a really weird interview, Tams. And like, I knew it had happened, right? I watched bits of it on other channels, but I never watched the whole thing. Thank you, Jane, darling. Never watched the whole thing. This is the first time I've watched the whole thing, and I'm speechless, by the way. Just saying. The old bloke was called Rogner, brother-in-law to Penny. Brother-in-law to Penny who owns a caravan. What you mean, Paul?
But, you know, it's a hellish situation with the layer of hell that not knowing what's happened.
Bear in mind, yeah, I know he's under stress. Okay, I know he's under stress. I'm not saying that. He chose to be in this situation. He should be. Thank you again, Jane, darling. He should be surely. He should be pleading for her to come back. What is the point of this interview? They are friends, yeah, but Dan Walker's friends with Emma. Dan Walker, there's no link between him and Nicola, but there obviously do know each other. So bizarre. So bizarre. Yeah, I've held back. Like, I know Brian Narby probably didn't hold back, but I've really held back on this. And people saying, "Oh, you took too long." That's fine, okay. I'd rather wait. And I'm glad I did, because I'm seeing this with different eyes now, because she's already been found, and we can look back and see this guy is lying, in my opinion. In my opinion.
Yeah. And then also having Willow, who
Yeah, he plucks his eyebrows, definitely.
probably does know what happened.
Of course she does, poor thing.
But she can't tell us, can she? And
You're glad of that as well.
she had a very sensitive dog.
Yeah, she is.
I did take her back there first thing on the Saturday.
So
day
the
after.
next day.
No, I
next
didn't
day,
know,
I
so
took her
that's
back
the
there
truth.
first
How did
thing.
she?
Okay, you wouldn't leave there. You'd be there every single day with your dog. You would not leave. She does look good for 45. She really does. I'd like to know who knocked Dan off his bike and smashed his face up, and he got his black eye in the same place as his black eye as well. He's in the Black Eye Club now.
She react to that then?
Well, I was praying and hoping that once we got to the gate, that she would do something different, you know, just to
Take you somewhere.
Yeah, just give some sign of some kind. But she, bless her, she just went through the gate like any other normal day and ran into the field and looked at me excited that she was there for a walk. I was saying to her, "Where's mummy? Where's mummy?" You know, and she was just looking at me like, you know, let's go for a walk.
I highly
There's been
doubt
a lot
that the dog did that. Okay. I highly doubt that the dog didn't give a shit about her mummy. He's just said the dog didn't care. It's like everything about this entire thing is like it's Nicola's fault. She's an alcoholic. She's going through the menopause. And now the dog doesn't care about his mummy, her mummy going missing. He's like, oh, she's not bothered. That's not true. Yeah, she was, Jane. She was.
A lot of publicity around Nikki's disappearance, isn't there? And I suppose you
Definitely
are one of
know
those
he's calling a Nikki like
stories
that.
that
Pretending
is
to.
very much talked about on social media at the moment. I don't know whether you've read the stories, the accusations, all the theories that are out there.
He was an actor. I don't know if he's ever been in anything, but he was an actor. So I showed a bit of that yesterday. Oh, he looks familiar as well. Me and Al have both said the same. He looks very, very familiar. I'm just going to pop to the loo. So I'm going to leave the rest of this interview running, but I will be back in a couple of minutes. I'm going to go quiet, okay? Just bear with me.
Does that upset you, or are you happy that people are talking about and trying to find a solution? Or
It would be upsetting, of course, if I let myself read it all. Don't get me wrong, I have seen some stuff. Most people have been amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you're always going to get that 2% of people that, for whatever reason, you know, say and do not very nice things. But I don't want to give any energy to that. Like, my energy is just finding Nikki. I read one that said the police need to look at the partner, and I'm sort of like, well, yeah, that's the first thing that they do. Like, of course it is.
Yeah.
You know, like, I knew that would happen, you know, on the first day.
And I suppose you expect that, don't you? Yeah.
I expected that. I said to them, do it and get that out of the way, and then focus on
finding her
and focus on the rest of it. So that's exactly what we did. You know, it was that was done, ruled out, obviously, and then move on. So, you know, whatever, you know, people want to say, and you know, if that's what they want to think, that's their business. It's not mine.
But I know you've also been struck by the amazing response locally, and just being here for today. Everybody's talking about it. Everyone's asking how you are, and the local community, whether they're standing out on the street corner or putting posters up or just asking questions, they are doing an amazing job.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Like it's heartwarming. It's given us an immense amount of strength, and it's kept that hope so high that we can't thank them enough.
How are you keeping it? Is that the kids? Is that your natural positivity?
It's all of those things. Of course, it's the children, of course, but I am naturally a positive person, and I believe that.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I just popped to the loo. I missed some of that then because I was just talking to AI. Did I miss anything good? Do I need to go back? I'm confused, mixed up. Okay, I'm just going to have to go back a little bit. Apologies. Is Carlos here? Hello. Again, thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate you. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I know some of you don't want to see this. And again, this is all public. This has been on Channel 5. It's all over the internet. There's nothing that I'm doing here that is wrong or what everybody else hasn't already done. Okay.
You get out of
Gone
life
back
what you put
slightly.
into life.
Sorry, because I missed some of it.
Everybody's talking about it. Everyone's asking how you are. And the local community, whether they're standing out on the street corner or putting posters up or just asking questions, they are doing an amazing job. Yeah,
it's absolutely incredible. Like it's heartwarming. It's given us an immense amount of strength, and it's kept that hope so high that we can't thank them enough.
How are you keeping it? Is that the kids? Is that your natural positivity?
It's all of those things. Of course, it's the children, of course, but I am naturally a positive person.
Yeah,
and
right.
I believe that you get out
shaking your head as you're saying it. Yeah, right.
Of life what you put into life.
Of course you are, mate. Of course you are.
And that's how we are as a family.
Not the microphone,
and so what we're going through now is like unprecedented hell, but that hope and that positivity in me is stronger than ever, and I'm never ever going to let go.
Again.
Nikki would never give up on us ever. She wouldn't give up on anybody, and we're not going to ever give up on her. Like, we're going to find her.
We were talking earlier, and you were saying that one of the plans you had was to get married during the pandemic, but you sort of, like many people, you had to abandon those plans. Is that something that you think, when she's back, this is what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm far too laid back sometimes for my own good, but also my attitude is, we'll get around to it. It'll be fine. And so we have obviously spoken about, marriage many times before, and then we had the children. When your children are, obviously, literally
scratching,
all time consuming, and then as they were growing up, we always said when they're a bit older, be a nice time to do it, and they can be a part of it. They can, be the bridesmaids and everything. So that was always the plan. And so, it's just now. It's something
not going to happen.
We would have obviously, spoken about it and moved forward with again, but and still will.
There is a chance, isn't there, that somehow she might be out there even watching this. If you could say something to her, what would you say?
There is a chance. Well, at this point, there was a very good chance, surely. She'd have been missing like just under 2 weeks. Apparently, a drunk alcoholic, going through the menopause, depressed person could have just gone wandering off, You wouldn't. At this point, you wouldn't give up hope. You wouldn't be a small chance. You would be adamant. If you didn't know what happened to her, you would be adamant that she's out there. You wouldn't give up hope like that. And no matter where he moves his neck, these marks are still there, folks. I get what you're saying. He's got some creases, but these marks are still there.
Just how much I love her, how much us as a family love her and need her, how well thought of, how much her friends love her, and need her back. And we're never going to be the same until
Hey,
she is
Carl and
back.
Alison.
Just come home.
Are you going to be okay?
The whole time it took him to say that.
I will.
Are you going to
as
be
long as
okay? What the fuck is that question? What? I'm flabbergasted. I am flabbergasted.
she comes home. But yeah, I have to be
Nodding.
okay for the
Straight.
children.
Shaking head. Nodding, I'll be okay. You watch
but
that, it says hopefully she comes home and he's
obviously the
shaking his
hope-
head
Are you
and then
gonna be
then he
okay?
starts nodding.
I will, as long as she comes home. But yeah,
Nodding.
I
Shaking.
have to be okay for the children. But obviously the hope inside me that she's going to come home. That I can't let myself, think of anything else. It isn't an option in my head. We deserve a happy ending to all of this. You
Deserve
can't.
a happy ending to all of this. All of what? Incompetent police, Penny Bunny is the real investigator. Well, thank you very much there, Peter. Yes, past tense. Replay that part, Penny. Which bit? Hang on a minute. Which bit? The car apparently didn't even have any. The car keys are still missing, apparently, Carmen. That's the thing, Nikki. They're all saying that he was telling the truth. They're experts.
I will, as long as she comes home. But yeah, I have to be okay for the children. But obviously the hope inside me that she's going to come home. That I can't let myself, think of anything else. It isn't an option in my head. We deserve a happy ending to all of this.
To all of what? It doesn't make any sense. She's missing. They don't know where she is. We deserve a happy ending to all of this. Yeah, Dan Walker he's not Hunter, you're right. I think that I agree, Sid. Ninny Wig has had a bath tonight, so he's in a bit of a mood. But he did have half an apple as a treat. So he won't be on tonight. Hello, Rebel Music. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So I'm still full of cold. I'm doing my shopping. Louise, thank you so much. It's because it can see that I'm still editing. It's giving me an extra half an hour. It says, we've given you an extended 30 minutes to finish editing your shop. And AI, if you're listening, anything else, sent me a message. Right, okay. I think we're nearly ending up now. Let's just see what's left. And then I will give you my thoughts after this, yeah.
You can't have this level of support, this level of love and compassion and hope and prayers without getting a reward from that.
Right.
In my mind,
what reward's that then?
that is impossible.
What? Let's just listen to that bit again.
The ending to all of this. You can't have this level of support, this level of love and compassion and
GoFundMe's
and hope and prayers without getting a reward from that.
I'm sorry, but life doesn't work like that, mate. You don't get to hope and pray and not get a level of reward. That doesn't happen. That's what he's just said. So basically, if you hope and pray, you will get your reward. Doesn't work like that. Have you done a deal with the devil, have you?
In my mind, that is impossible.
No, I'm sorry, but people, you have a hope, yeah, but hope and prayers doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a reward unless you've done a deal with the devil.
When you think of all the hope and everything that's going out there, it has to come back.
Never
And
done.
that has to bring her home.
I really appreciate you talking to us. I know it's
He's done a deal with the devil, in my opinion. He's done something. Do you know what I think that is? My personal opinion. That is a admission that he has done all of this because he's going to get the payout. That is him. Yeah, he sold his soul to the devil. That is his admission. He's done this for the payout, in my opinion. That is his admission. You can't do all of this without a reward at the end. Okay. And I haven't, and I just want to add in, I haven't watched anybody else's breakdown of this. I haven't even watched it all yet, okay? You've watched me watching this for the first time tonight with you, with my honest thoughts. I'm not an expert, but I am good at reading people. I don't know if anybody else has picked up on this because I've not watched anybody else's breakdown. But that was him admitting that he's going to get his reward for this. He sold his soul to the devil. Not literally the devil, but he has done something horrendous for a gain. In my opinion, allegedly.
impossibly difficult. You've described your life
Where's
at
the
the minute
dog?
as a living hell.
Can't stand him.
I hope what you said makes a difference as well. And I think everybody watching this will join me in saying that we all hope that Nikki comes home and that she is safe and well and you can be back together.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Once again, here are the numbers for you to call if you think you can help. Either
What happened to Crime Watch? Remember Crime Watch? Wow. 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 The owner, the owner of that place was Emma White. So, let's just get a picture of him on screen while we're talking about this. So we've just watched we've just watched it for the first time. Like, I know a lot of you probably already have watched it. That was my first time watching it. He does have a black eye, and I'm sorry, but if he did, let's say if somebody has punched him, they could make up that out very easily. So they've purposely left it on show, which is making me think he's joined the Black Eye Club because they have to have it on show. Could I say hello to your granddad? Hello, granddad. My stepdad was called Alan. He passed away. Hello, granddad. Granddad Alan, how you doing? They want help from the public, but call us scum for having an opinion. Exactly. Scully, I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm a bit croaky. I apologise. Lack of brain tingles. I'm doing it now, Louise, love, and it's giving me a little bit longer. Thank you so much. Right. Okay, so give me your thoughts on all of this. So we've just broke it down. It was the first time ever. Has he always had a beard? There's so much. Really, Terry, how ridiculous. Hello, Alan. Welcome. Sorry, no. Was it Carmen? Who asked for their granddad? Carmen asked me to say hello to her granddad, Alan. So, English Buttercup, many people thought Joe Yates' partner killed her. If you want to know any more about Joe Cox, hello, Trailing Truth, my darling. Go to Richard D. Hall. I hope that Richard D. Hall, all seeing Otto in the house. Good to see you, my friend. I'm hoping he breaks this down. This is bizarre. Okay. Yeah, you did, Carmen. I just looked back. Thank you, darling. Okay, Rich Planet Penny. Yeah, I don't think he's covered it yet. I had an email off him today saying he's got a new show. Richard Eel does some fantastic work. So if you want to look, he's still got his YouTube channel as well. It's still up as far as I'm aware. Scottish Davros and Friends. I need to get a nickname for you. If you're going to be coming back, I'll get one. If not, then I won't. But hopefully you'll come back. Scottish Davros and Friends wrestle with pop culture. Blimey. I'm just going to call you Scottish Davros. Hello, much loved Otto. Otto is in the house. Yes, Otto is. Joanna Yates, not Joe Cox, Is that the one off the... No, I'm thinking of Paulie 8. Fucking hell. I'm confused. I guess they've looked at the... This is him. This is him. And no one's looked at... This is what's so bizarre. Yes, I agree, Ian. I agree. If in the next year around, let's say in the after the autopsy in June, after the the investigation in June into what the events are and whatnot, if it comes out that we need to all have our chips so that if we go missing they can find us, then we've got our answer. Okay. I think that is the main thing here, is that sheepdog, I've said that all along. This poor lady had lost her life, and those poor children, the children is all I can think about, is those little girls. It's just heartbreaking. Hang on a minute. Let me just this is another thing I found odd. Let me just get this up. Hang on a minute. There was some good videos that people have done. Now, this is the dog walker. Let me just get this up. Now, the dog walker apparently found the phone, right? Now, he just said that the school rang him. It is a smile. Well, I thought that, Sue, all along. This is why I've kept quite quiet, because I actually said to people at the time, I think that the police are doing what they did to Ian Huntley. Yeah, exactly, Peter. I don't think he'd come out with it yet, though. I think we just need to see what the solution is. We've got the problem. We've now got the reaction. What's the solution going to be? But yeah, I thought that the police may be watching him, sat back and, studying him and letting him make his own mistakes. That is what I genuinely thought. But I don't think the police, after seeing what I've seen, I don't think the police are that clever. But I also don't think they're that stupid either. I think it's all a scam. Anyway, this guy here apparently works for Sky News. Now, I don't watch Sky. I've watched Sky for years. And I just say that he was interviewing that dog walker the other day, right? And I'm more professional than him. My guinea pig's more professional than him. He was like, really? Did ya? Like, what? Now, apparently this is Kay Walker. I don't know if that's her dog. She walks the route. Now, we know Sly News are all in with the government, right? So apparently they're walking along, and the person who found the phone just so happened to walk past, right? The black fluffy dog was apparently supposed to be a white fluffy one. What? What do you mean? So let's watch now. What anyone knows about the dog being black? I don't know what you're on about. The dog being black and not white. What do you mean? I've missed something, obviously. But apparently now I thought that this old man looked familiar. Let's watch this. Watch this video. Who've put this up? Hang on. Someone's put this up. Let me just credit them. It's a channel called Kenzai Culture. So I'll put the link in. So credit. So hopefully he won't strike me. Well, he can't because I'm giving commentary. But hopefully he won't be annoyed. So this is the video. We're going to watch his video now. Okay. Anybody here used to watch Coronation Street? I did years ago.
Come on through. How are you?
No, not at all.
So
Good to see
staged,
you.
look.
Well, it has been like that.
Yeah.
So you actually saw the phone, is that right? Yeah. You saw the phone that Friday morning?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was around, was it after 9:30?
I gave a full statement to the police with the exact time because, excuse me, telephone call had...
Hang on a minute. What's this about the dog? Who said the dog's black and the dog's not black? I'm confused. So that, hang on a minute. The bigger the bride, the girl. What was this about the dog? Who said the dog is... Who said that the dog was white and it was not black? Am I missing something here?
put the time on it, so
Yeah.
but I've given a full statement.
Yeah.
Was it just on the bench, or was it just on the bench?
The phone?
Yeah.
I wanted to sit in here.
Emily, a caring society requires a small level of sacrifice. Now, if you'd be so kind as to get the light on the way out.
No word of a lie. When I first seen this man on the news, I thought that was him. My first thought was, that's bloody Norris out of Coronation Street now. Coronation Street is filmed all around this area. It's a Lancashire programme. It's been going for like 50 odd years. And I actually thought to myself, I thought, is that Norris? Surely not.
Yeah.
Oh,
How's the
really?
last 3 weeks been?
I have, Kelly.
Each day something new comes out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But,
And in terms of, you know, when you saw Phone, Lead, and Willow, who you knew who Nicola was.
no, I didn't.
Oh, you knew the Willow, that was it, wasn't it? You knew what the you knew
Right,
Willow.
did you see that then? No, he's in with it. Did you watch how anxious he got when he messed up and he scratched his ear? Watch this guy's body language. This guy screams at me as an actor. Doesn't act like a journalist at all. You knew Nicola, didn't you? No.
And Willow, no, who you knew who Nicola was.
No.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you knew the Willow, that was it, wasn't it? You knew what
Anxious.
you knew
I
Willow.
knew I'd seen both the owners of Willow.
Yeah.
Oh,
walking this
Norris.
dog in the past, but
Yeah.
whilst I knew them by face, like I know your face.
Yeah.
But the guy,
I didn't know the name.
Yeah.
but
you-
this
I
is the
remember
guy,
you
but his
actually telling
dog
me
wasn't
when
white
you
but
saw the
black.
Phone, the Lead, and Willow, you were like, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on it because something doesn't feel right.
I thought somebody had gone to the toilet in the. You know, that would have been my first.
I thought
So,
somebody had gone to the
Fine,
toilet,
do
he
come
said.
How are
through.
you?
No, not at
What
all.
happened then?
Okay, I'm going to keep an eye on it because something doesn't feel right.
I thought somebody had gone to the toilet in the. You know, that would have been my first.
Sir,
Come on,
Right,
Hugh.
do
um,
come
How are
through.
you?
No, not.
He thought somebody had gone to the toilet in the bush. Okay, that's a good point. That didn't none of this makes any sense. All right, they're saying that the school. Paul said that the school found the dog. This old guy who's just appeared out of nowhere, Norris out of Coronation Street, says that he found the dog. None of this makes sense. Now, there's another video here. How long have I been on? I've got a little bit. I've got to do my shopping. Oh, there's a channel here called The Armchair Detective. Now, he's made a good video about the dog. Does the dog hold the key? We're going to watch a tiny bit of his video. I'm going to credit him. I can't show too much of it because I don't want to, use his content. Hello, Mark Cluedo. I've got to finish my online shop, so I'm just going to show you a little bit of this video. So this is I've just put his link in to this video, The Armchair Detective. I've been watching some of his work. It's really good. So just watch a couple of minutes of him while I finish my shopping.
This is unheard of. People don't just disappear. After this many days, over 98% of people are found. So where is she? What has happened to her? Well, I believe the one vital clue everybody's missing is the dog, Willow. I believe this little Springer Spaniel could hold the key to everything. This breed of dog actually is the best record for tracking dead bodies and are used for that purpose. The dog will return to the last spot where their owner was due. Because of the strong sense of smell, the dog, Willow, will take the police to the very last spot that he could still smell her. If a person falls in the river, the dog will pitch up their owner's scent and circulate that area round and around and around, saying, this is where she went in. The dog's smell is 10,000 times more powerful than us. So Willow will migrate back to the last spot where it's last with the owner, because the owner is the pack leader to the dog. However, if the dog sees that Nicola fell in the water, that's the end of it. That's the end of his clues. Meanwhile, are adamant that Nicola fell to her death in the water. But if that's the case, Why hasn't her body been retrieved by now? The main hope was forensic expert Paul Folding and his team, but he's getting more pessimistic. He's saying that if we don't find her in the next few days, she's actually not here.
I would like to reassure the community that nothing in this investigation so far, it has been checked out. If it's come into it suggesting crime, it has been checked out and discounted. So every single potential third-party line of inquiry, any potential suspicious or criminal element has been looked at and discounted. But it does remain our belief that Nicola sadly fell into the river and that this is a missing person inquiry.
With an estuary tidal river is that the body could be pushed back and forward up and down the river, but would be seen by now in the shallow areas, but we haven't seen that. And this is what's perplexing the team, which raises the possibility of a third-party involvement or something criminal. We have to accept that this might be a possibility.
And normally she would be found by now if she was there. And that's still my view. You know, it's a difficult one. It's a very difficult one.
Search continues today, and we have people in the area spotting for us. And if anything happens, I will go live with the news.
He can find her. If Nicola Bulley is in the river,
All okay, John?
this is the man who's confident he can find her. Peter Folding, an underwater search specialist, has been brought in to help police and the family get some answers.
We got a really specialist bit of kit, high frequency side scan sonar, which we've got a very high hit rate. I can find anything with that. And if Nicola is here, I'm happy that we will find her. The clear evidence is the phone was by the river, the harness, dog harness was by the river. So I think that's their only clue at the moment.
Over the next 3 to 4 days, Peter and his team will meticulously scan the length and breadth of the river wire, something emergency services have already done. But this equipment will give a clearer picture of what lies in the water.
I agree about the dog. I think that the dog is the answer. I don't know about you guys, how you guys feel, but Willow, the way that Willow's acting as well is so doesn't seem right, does it? None of it adds up. None of it adds up. And surely if like say the leader of the pack, which is her, which is the dog's mummy, if the leader of the pack has gone, then surely the next long leader of the pack is the dad. So that they would automatically go towards daddy, but they're not. It doesn't add up for me. I don't know what you guys think about this, but it just doesn't seem to add up. I'm going to get back into chat now. Sorry, I left that running while I was just I'm going to play a couple of minutes more while I'm doing something.
Drove her 2 daughters to school.
I don't think
but
that's
on her
her.
walk
We
with
need to
Willow,
look at that
she
again.
disappeared. Lancashire police say their investigation is based around the theory she slipped into the river.
With no evidence.
But her family and friends are hopeful she'll come home.
I have 2 little girls who miss their mummy desperately, and we need her back. It's been such a tough time for the girls especially, but also for me. We have to find her safe and well. I can't put those girls to bed again tonight with no answers.
It is a voice of utter desperation. And as the days go on, everyone's concerns increase. Searching stops at night time. Nicola's whereabouts remains a mystery.
Coast Guards, search teams, police, volunteers, divers, helicopters, drones, nothing to be found.
Normally, when we deal with a drowning victim, they are where they go down. So the police divers acted immediately, searched it thoroughly. I would have expected Nicola to be in the water right in front of the bench. She wouldn't have moved. She would have moved 2 or 3 feet. Bodies don't float. Once they go to the bottom, they stay on the bottom for 7, 8 days until they start to decompose, and then they float to the surface. This is so strange. And in my 20-odd years of experience of doing this, I've worked on hundreds of cases. I've never seen something so unusual.
Let's have a close look at the scene where Nicola went missing. Rise is the bend. That's how far it is from the water.
There's a stile there. That is steep. That is steep.
Right, it's not so fast flowing here, is it, guys? You see?
So there's a stile here.
Not as fast flowing here.
Willow was trapped.
Willow was trapped there.
There you go. Nowhere was Willow locked in. Now this area, this is the place that Nicola's Fawn and Willow were found. The river's much, much quieter. It's calmer. It's moving. That is a very steep drop off. That is a long way down. I couldn't even tell you how far it is down. And people who were saying that the steps, there is no way whatsoever you'll be able to get up that.
No.
You were struggling to get out.
We saw a diver having to get help to get out of there yesterday.
You can now see the ridge from the other side, and it's higher. It's more than 6 foot. It's taller than the diver trying to go out, and he has 2 men to get him out. So how's Nicola going to get out, soaking wet with wellies on? That's how hard it is to get out, guys. But I'm saying she could have screamed, at least screamed. There's the hut that we were looking at as well.
Yeah, what's this hut? What we've seen that hut earlier. What's the hut about? Right, I've just finished my shop now, so I'm back. 111 watching. Jimmy Fandango. I like your name. Sorry, Fandango. He did it. Hitchcock's Vertigo plot. Government and police muddled up for the online. I said it all along, Jimmy. I said, here we go with the online safety bill. They're looking for anything to shut us down, and it was never taped off, Skaterly. Did you answer my question earlier? Did you used to come into this channel years ago, or was that somebody else? So that is another video that is worth a watch. I'm not sure if I put the link in, but I'm going to put it in again anyway. I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be ending this in a minute. So my main concern tonight was going through that interview. There's still so much more to talk about. We're nowhere near done on this at all. Another thing was this the armchair detective again? There was another video that I seen today, and it was about that mansion. I'm just getting this up now. This is the armchair detective. I need to look more into this house. Did she live in this house, or did she just own it? And if she just owned it, how much bloody houses has this woman got, this Emma White? This is the eyelash one with the false eyelashes on. She's that devastated her best friend's gone missing. She's all done up for the
all their eggs in one basket, and stated that Nicola Bulley went in the river. Unfortunately for them, they now have to look at other scenarios. Having victim blamed, basically said that, she has enough problems.
The Children's Society. Oh.
She's going to lose herself. What about the scenario that she might have been taken from Rowan Water?
Now, there's them bricks again. So she's inside that building by the looks of it, or outside it, where we just watched the interview with Willow. She looks younger there, doesn't she?
There's a lot of evidence to say she might have been.
There.
That's where she was last seen. Always go back to where she was last seen. You have to eliminate Rowan Water, please, police. Here's an overhead of where she was last seen by the 70-year-old man walking with 2 people towards the gate in Rowan Water. She also could have been seen from Wearside Farm and also Divine Camping Pods.
There's a caravan park.
All these people could have seen her, but they didn't.
Exactly.
There's the field.
I still say what I said earlier. I don't think she was there that morning because I think she was already passed. Really, Shirley. I don't think she was there that morning. There's not enough people seeing her. Like I say, there's loads of people. There's a caravan park. There's camping pods. Nobody's seen her. Even old Norris, he reckons he only seen the dog and not her. Why is that? And if she's such a raging alcoholic, why was Paul letting her take the dogs every morning or most mornings to school? Let's watch a little bit more of this and then we'll call it a night. We'll jump back on tomorrow because this, I want to look at the CCTV. Again, we're gonna dive into it a lot now. And then once we've covered all the things that we can cover, we'll call it a day. But I say after yesterday, with all them weird, bizarre things coming up, I want to dive into them. I want to look into this hidden mall, this caravan park. I want to know who owns that caravan park. I want to know, was Willow really tied up with a piece of string? I want to know. I want to look to that CCTV. It didn't look like Nicola. The parting was down the middle. In all the photos of Nicola, her hair parting is at one side. Hair doesn't really part down the middle naturally very often. It's quite rare being a woman. And Emma's hair parted down the middle. And whoever was on that CCTV's hair parted down the middle. Never seen Nicola's hair part down the middle in any of her photos. So let's watch a little bit more.
There's where she was. There's no witnesses come forward in name. We haven't seen anybody interviewed.
Here.
But 9:10, that's where she last was.
And the fact that it's closed. What do you reckon? Let's have another look at that doorway.
Right, we're on our way back now. This is the corner of the lower field where she was last sighted, right down here. That fence there
All
backs
he's
onto the
doing here
caravan
is
park.
watching clips of that other channel, that really bad quality clips as well. Okay, what are people saying in chat? Let me just get back into chat. I still don't think there'd be a 4G signal down there. I would love to see how if Curtis Media, if you're watching, can you get a 4G signal down? Do you know something, guys? 99 likes. Can we get 100? Thank you. Thank you for the super chats as well. And thank you. If anybody sent any donations to our Bunsters, our rescue Bunsters, I just want to say a huge thank you. Thank you to Sid for the super chats. Thank you to Paul. Somebody else super chatted. It was... Why's my brain gone blank? Sid, Paul... Oh my God. Sorry. Somebody else super chatted. My brain's gone blank, but I am multitasking. All right. I'm running a stream. I'm reading chat. I'm doing my shopping. I've got a head cold. So I apologize. Okay. What I'm going to say now is these are the things that we need to discuss tomorrow. AAP did a 7-month thing, but thanks, Louise, darling. He did his 7-month mark. So when you've been a member for so long, he hasn't even got an armchair. Curtis did a live feed from there, so guess. Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't think he did. I'm going to show you why. Let's just get into his channel. Just give me a sec. Give me a minute. Let me just get into... I don't think he did, but we will... Because I've noticed that every single one of his uploads have been recordings and edited. I did notice that. Now, if this turns out that there's no 4G signal there, then we have just literally debunked the Microsoft Teams call. Oh, what a surprise. It's not coming up. It's not coming up. Right, let me just get into YouTube. If you look into Google, it's not coming up. Disgusting. There's actually a company called Curtis Media Group, so we might have some issues with the copyright on his YouTube name, but I don't know. YouTube names can be anything, really. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to get up this now, and then I'll pop it on the screen for you. So, yeah, it's changed his YouTube name. It was called Nicola Bulley. Was it Nicola Bulley Case or something? And he's now changed it to Curtis Media. Curtis Media... Have a quick look. Okay, here we go. Okay, I've got his channel up now. I think you're wrong, Shirley, and we always agree, but I don't think he's ever done a YouTube live stream. I think you'll find that Curtis can't get a signal there, And he's never done a live stream, and that's why all of his uploads have had to be edited, yeah, and then uploaded. If you look, they're never live. They're never live because he can't get a signal. So home, videos, shorts, playlists. There's no live tab. He's never ever live streamed. Curtis has never done a live stream. Now, if you look at any other YouTube channel, go look at my channel. Look at my channel now. You'll see, right? My channel will have all of this, but it will have a lives tab. I think it's either between shorts and playlists. Let's have a quick look at my YouTube channel. Hold on. Okay, it's between shorts and playlists. So there's a live tab there if you've ever live streamed. If you've never live streamed, that tab isn't there. Curtis Media has never live streamed, and he is on location. Why hasn't he ever live streamed? Because there's probably no signal. He only made his channel on the 25th. He made it 2 days before she disappeared. Is this a coincidence? Hopefully. His entire channel is about Nicola. Okay, and it was called Nicola Bulley Case, and he made the channel 2 days before she went missing. A lot of people have been actually saying underneath his videos, you're sus because your channel was only invented 2 days before Nicola went missing. I've never accused him of that. I've never said anything like that. I'm grateful for him to be on the, No, it doesn't. No, Terry, of course, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that what are the chances? This dude, right, put it this way, right, it would be far easier for Curtis to live stream all of this. Far, far easier. Just press go live and film. But what he has to do, he has to film it, and then he has to upload it. Okay? There would still be a tab. There would still be a tab, Cynthia. I know channels that haven't live streamed for years, but they've still got a tab. So I'm not saying that I'm not saying this guarantees that there's no signal. Let's have a look. No, that's not a live stream. That's a video. If you look at Curtis's videos, look. They look like live streams, but they're not because he can't live stream. Look. So what he has to do, he has to walk along and talk.
I'm going to be playing random clips that I haven't used before.
And then he has to upload. Now, is he going back to a caravan or somewhere with signal?
Obviously, that's where she apparently.
He may do, Terry. He may do. I don't know. I'd like to ask him. Terry, Curtis, if you're watching, out of interest, can you get a signal where you are? I would love to know, because all of his now, I can tell you from being a YouTuber, it takes a lot more effort to film, edit, and upload than it does to just press live. All right. No, he falling in the river or going in a so anyway, he might have a signal. I don't know, but this is just another thing we need to be looking at. Signal, to live stream. Does he have a 4G signal? Now he does edit, yeah, but it's still a good question. Is there a 4G signal there? Is there a 4? Okay, let's have a look. What's the caravan park called? What's the? Anyone know what the caravan park is called? We can find this out very, very easily. We do want the truth, Mark Smith. Exactly. How you been anyway? I've not seen you for a while. What was it called? Was it St. Michael's? But it wasn't even in the town though, was it? It was the river along there. St. Michael's on Wire. So the caravan park will probably have 4G. I need to know what the postcode is. Hold on a minute. Okay, there are several postcodes in that area. So I'm just going to choose one. Let's just do this. Just give me a sec. It's okay, Shirley, darling. Right, okay, so PR3. I'm just going to choose one of these postcodes. PR3 OTE. So I'm going to now look at 4G signal because I live rurally and there isn't any. Well, there is in my actual town. Coverage checker. Right. Stop screen. Present. The owner is called Penny. Yeah, I thought so. Lots of pennies we get about. Okay, now the thing is, this here, this could be the caravan park will have signal. All right, that's the problem. This is just EE, no 5G, and there is no 4G. But this is just one. This isn't the actual river. We need one for the actual river. Is it the River Wye it's called? Riverside. Okay. So there's the little village. There's the river. So let's just choose a spot alongside the river. Yeah. And then we're going to put in nothing. The signal strength will be announced as a number. No, that's not what I want to look at. What are people saying in chat? Travellers, I don't know, not always. The thing is, the where it right. PR3 is the overall postcode. Now, the caravan park will have probably have 4G or at least Wi-Fi. Okay. But alongside the river, now where I live in a little town, and it will do. But alongside a river, thanks, Mark. You're right, bud. I really will be surprised if okay, I'm going to put 4G strength. If we have any super sleuths out there. No, it's coming with house prices. That's it. That's another one I want to look into as well, the Wyreside Caravan Park Company's house. I am very thorough. Signal checker. Preston. We need the postcode of along that river. So the caravan park will probably have signal, like I say. This is that area, okay? We could look at Michael, what's it called? St. Michael's, is it? So it's called Saint, beautiful, beautiful little village. St. Michael, what is it on Wire? Is that right? Wire? 4G. Mobile coverage. Okay, so this is the actual village. There's probably going to be coverage. There's coverage in the village. All right. There's coverage in the village. We got that. Apart from 4G, obviously. See coverage map. Do anyone know what she was on? Let's just say she was on O2. I don't know. I think O2 and 3 use the same. Now taking you to O2. Okay. I don't want your allow functional cookies. No, I don't want your crap. Thank you very much. No. Do I have to have functional? I'm not going to be on here long. Okay, so I'm going to look at the O2. And we're going to have a look at, what was it? Probably just spelt that wrong. I think I have. Okay, so St. Michael is the actual village, right? So good indoors and outdoors for mobile broadband. Good mobile broadband. But again, this is the village. This isn't the village will have it. But when you leave the village, that will become really, really bad. Okay. Because I can get a signal in my little town, but as soon as I walk off outside the town and walk along the brook, the signal's gone. There's no signal there. I have 4G. It's usually alongside rivers in the middle of nowhere. It's shit. Let's have a look. Let me try and do some digging. I'm going to get off now, but let's have a look and see. We'll definitely be on tomorrow night. You know, God willing. Another earthquake. Fucking hell. I just found Curtis live streaming the reporter where she was found. He wasn't. He was filming it and then he uploaded it. He's not live streaming it. He's not. Just make a comment and it disappears as soon as you type early crap Batman. What? Okay, so God willing, we'll be on tomorrow night. I'm just telling you that, you know, maybe it has. But would it have enough to do a work call? I don't know. To do a work call. Did the work call ever happen? We don't know. Did it connect and she didn't speak? Was she talking? Because all we have so far is her texting a friend. Now, think of it like this. Texting a friend. Now, okay, let's just say, for example, that wasn't her that morning. Somebody could have texted a friend with her phone and set up a play date. Why would they do that, you ask? To make it look like she's very active. They text a friend and they say, let's meet up on such and such a day, yeah? Then they connect to a work call. Do they speak on the work call? That's the question. They connect to it and then vanished. She logged, yeah, but her phone did. Did she actually speak? She was only listening, see? Yeah, exactly, says Blackjack. Really, Leslie, do we have confirmation of this, that she never spoke? Susan has left now, but I'm sure reply. Oh, I know, Rach, I know. We haven't heard anything. She had her mic and camera switched off. It's common for large team meetings, but Terry says they did speak. If anyone will solve it, it will be you in the chat. Right, I've been on for, wow, 2 hours and 39 minutes. Done well, actually, because I'm feeling rotten. But I think, yeah, I'm glad that we did this tonight because that was mind-blowing to me, that interview, and I'm so glad I watched it. So tomorrow night, we'll be looking into, I want to look into this game show that was filmed at the caravan park. We'll have a look at the owners. We'll have a look at the records of the caravan park. We'll have a look at the company's house. We'll just have a little bit of digging. We'll do a live research show. So we'll look at everything live. I do like doing them. So we'll do research as we're going along. Boss told the police she didn't speak, says Just Kate. So we've got two different. We've got Terry saying she did, Kate saying she didn't. Has anyone got any proof to back either up? I'm not calling anybody a liar. I'm just saying, do we have anything? But again, we'll talk about this tomorrow night, okay? Yeah, we'll do another. We'll keep looking until we've looked at everything and we say, right, okay, all the evidence is there. There's no more we can look at, and then let's wait for the post-mortem. Really, J&D, interesting. Okay. There's still no autopsy. Right. Thank you, everybody. I wouldn't have watched it on my own, Penny. Yeah, I wouldn't have watched it. Watching it with you guys for the first time and just breaking it down together. And it was eye-opening. It's made me even more inquisitive about what really happened. It really has. Penny, do the live about 7:30. Okay. Well, I would have done it a bit earlier, but it's just difficult because I've got my little boy. So I'm a full-time carer, I homeschool him. And it depends on what time he's getting ready for bed, how he slept the night before, how tired he is. Sometimes he'll fall asleep at like 7. Sometimes he'll be up half the night. He doesn't sleep normal pattern because he's autistic. So I do my best. I'll do my best for 8 o'clock. Okay. But I can't guarantee. That's the only thing. That's karate tomorrow night, isn't it? Okay, gets home. Okay, I'll do my best for 8 o'clock. How's that? Try and meet everybody halfway. Right, good night, everybody. Thank you. So the police conference confirmed about the work meeting. Thank you, Kate. Kelly, thank you for being here. Shirley, I appreciate you. Thank you to all the moderators in chat. Maybe Lucy knows something. Maybe she does. See you tomorrow night, Scottish Davros. J&D, good night. Welcome. Thanks for coming in, the new people. Thank you, Jane, for being such a darling and helping. Thank you to beautiful Louise. Is Louise a manager and moderator? But she's not, is she? All right. There's this new thing now, Louise, love. Let me just do this. Done. Okay. Right. Thank you, everybody. No, you'll go blue again now, Louise, darling. Don't worry. Thank you. And take care, everybody. And I'll see you all tomorrow night. Lots of love. Bye-bye.